They gonna. Boy, bad.
He's like, something like, she gonna.
Yeah.
But a whole lot of finners and stuff.
Joshua, you could be there for 2 years. Start rubbing off.
No. I've done it before. I didn't come back speaking like...
Nah, come on now. You acting like my whole accent changed.
It's seeping through though. Little sprinkles. Sparkle.
Not sparkle. Good morning, people. It is Friday, the 5th of May. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by you guys, the culture. And we'll just go ahead and introduce ourselves.
It's your boy Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Good morning.
Morning. It is your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
Hello, hi. I'm here.
That's it. You ain't gonna say much. So
You're not gonna introduce yourself.
All right. I have an intro. It's a jack of all trades.
Okay.
Hillary, aka 2. Yeah.
Okay, who?
Aka 2. 2.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
What's the relevance of this 2 thing?
That's my brand.
Your brand?
That's
Oh, you have a T-shirt on.
Yeah.
Can you move your jacket, please,
You have a
like so we can
t-shirt
see it?
You so you can see it? Yes. 2.
All right. What does that
whole-
mean?
That's just the brand. That's like the name. That's just everything comes under that.
You're not answering the question.
Like he's real American. You know Americans do that. They're like, oh, that's
What
just how it is.
is the brand, son?
The brand, what
Not
my
son.
videography.
See, there you go.
My videography.
It's just that
my,
brand.
My content creation, my music,
Okay.
everything.
See?
Comes under that.
That makes
That
sense.
does
Not
make
it's
sense.
just the brand.
Context.
Hillary,
King.
what did I teach you? No, you know, I'm not gonna auntie you today. I feel like
I think you should.
I'm
I
proper
think you
gonna
should say
auntie
that.
you. You're
No,
literally,
I like it.
You're literally like my son though.
I actually like it. I think I'm here for it.
Is he like his son?
Because he is.
It's like a foreshadow on your mum. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think go ahead with it. That'd be the theme for today.
Okay, that's fine.
How are you guys doing though?
We're good.
Shout out the young Rottweiler in Mexico.
Roof,
Is
roof.
he locked in?
Yep.
What is this?
What time is it?
No,
What time is it
roof,
over there, Loons?
Yeah, it's a roof, roof. Meow.
No, meow. I actually cannot deal.
Brima.
What time is it,
Hello.
Loons?
He's, you know, this is delayed, so he's gonna.
Oh,
When you asked the first time, he was gonna get back to you. Just gotta give him a minute.
What is Brima?
I was saying Brima.
Brother
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Oh, okay.
Emmanuel.
In Ghanaian
Morning.
greetings.
All right. Okay. It's 3 a.m. Emmanuel, can you
3
take
a.m.
your seat, please?
Oh wow.
Press it.
3 a.m. and he's watching TDA
The real one.
in the big
Hillary, you
Mexico.
gotta swap with Brima, please.
It's not Friday night over there, is it?
It's Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Oh,
Okay.
that's all right then.
Thursday must be the new Sunday.
You're such an egg. Emmanuel, did you watch Gangs of Lagos?
I did, you know.
You did?
Yeah,
I'm
I
actually shocked. What? I did not think you would.
I was looking forward to it.
But you, okay, all right. That's good. So everyone's watched it basically. Except you.
I didn't watch it.
But we're going to have to spoil it for you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't think you're going to watch
I
it
probably
anyway.
won't.
Yeah,
Sorry, Yankee.
it's all right. Yeah. Okay, so how did you guys find it?
I told you, look, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I loved it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I really, I felt so proud, yeah. I'm so proud of it. Here we go.
So am I.
Here we go. Go on.
Just
Go on.
because I know what the
I know what I was
standard
gonna say.
usually is like.
Why is he so proud? What was he?
Because it's
the
Nigerian.
standard.
Like it's Nigerian. It's about my culture, and actually, it's from where it's filmed is where my granddad is from. It's Aleko. Like that's where the Ajala family is from.
It's
So it was,
Aleko?
yeah. So it was so exciting for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is really cool. And also, obviously, and they had everybody. It was star-studded, but also, I like that it wasn't star-studded with nepotism.
Oh, it was
There were people that
star-studded.
could act.
With, like,
It was all
Yeah,
like.
Tell us this.
Who was
story.
the star-studded?
Let me
person?
read it.
Everybody.
the
Right,
only
let me tell
person
you.
I recognize is the girl.
Oh,
Oh, Tenny.
yeah.
Yeah, she's in everything. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really watch Nollywood, and I don't know much about. I don't watch a lot of Nollywood.
So it had like
with
artists
her,
in there. Hold on, let me
It
let
didn't
me
make
do the
sense.
cast.
It didn't.
No,
What didn't make
that
sense?
love didn't make sense. It made
Oh,
sense
no, I'm
when
not
they
talking
were
about
younger.
her.
Not Tenny, she's talking about Gift. Adeshua, Banky W's wife.
Yeah.
Huh?
The
light-skinned
girl,
girl,
the
sister.
girl who was on Crud
The
with
one
them.
that he was supposed to be crushing
Okay.
on.
No, the
No,
girl
the
he
one
was
in the gang
on Crud,
with.
the one in the gang.
The one
young
that's like
one.
a sister. Yeah,
Yeah.
the young one. But her adult version, though.
You remember there was the two guys and the girl,
The
right?
light skin girl.
Ask me what I'm saying.
You're
what
talking
I
about-
mean when I say it doesn't make any sense.
You're
What
talking
doesn't
about the
make
love
sense?
interest.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not talking about her.
I am talking about.
Okay, so how do we get there?
I thought we were going to do one point at a
That don't
time.
make no sense. I'm saying it. I'm starting a conversation.
Oh, but we was
Okay.
already in one, babes.
really?
Just saying.
I thought you all were just saying who y'all remembered. Like,
Okay,
he
sorry.
asked who was
No.
the.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he asked the stars, so I was going to read them out. So we've got Toby Bakray. He's the main guy. But he's been in acting for time. Like, he's such a talented kid. We've got Chike. That's the guy, the iffy guy. The one that was the artist.
Oh,
that was
the
gonna get them out.
artist.
He is a real life artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. And he sings really good live as well. He's at my he performed at my best friend's wedding last year. Then we've got Adeshua, who is the other girl, like the sister in the group.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, her.
So I know her because she's in absolutely everything.
Yeah.
She's Banky W's wife.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she was in the wedding party. And that's how
Yeah.
they met. And they
really?
married
Oh,
and everything.
really?
Yeah, really cute.
I didn't know that was his wife.
Yeah, that's his wife, yeah. And then obviously Tenny, the American girl, she's Bimbo Ademoye. She's been in the game as well for time.
She got on my nerves.
Yeah.
When they grew,
Who's the American girl?
her, the one that you talking
The
about,
one
the
you
love
don't like.
interest.
The fluffy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she grew up, I thought this casting didn't make sense.
It did what it needed to do.
It didn't give.
And then you had the legend, Pasuma. He was the one, he was London. The rival gang
Okay,
guy.
yeah.
He is a legend, like a legend in
why
the
he didn't lose
Fuji
the fight.
scene. Sorry?
That's why he didn't lose the fight.
So he didn't lose the fight. He died, I swear. He was the one that got killed in
Oh,
barbershop.
Yeah, in
London.
the barbershop.
The
Yeah,
shot.
him.
Okay,
He's
cool,
a legend and a half. And then you got Iyabo Ojo, which I absolutely love. She was the guy's Christian mum.
He reminded me of your father, Emmanuel, for some reason.
Who, London?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. When he came out at the barber shop with his men around him, yeah, I just got like whiffs of your father. I don't know why. Yeah.
But yeah, so you got Iyabo Ojo. She also was in Real Housewives of Lagos. She also is a legend. Like, she's been acting, but sis can. One thing about her, she can act, but also she like does a lot of. She speaks about like injustices and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's not a like a celebrity who just enjoys her status, and that's why I like her. Because when I watched Real Housewives of Lagos as well, like, you just got more into her life, and her daughter is stunning. It's ridiculous, but she's such a hands-on mum, like a very mentor type of, like, she's well respected. So when I saw her, I was so excited. Who else is there that I know?
So who was she? She was
She was the guy's mum,
okay.
Oba's mum, the Christian mum.
From Sele?
Yes.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, that was her. And obviously the Kazim, the evil guy, he's also been in the game for like years. Olaritimi, his name is. And obviously the woman who was trying to be the governor, Toya Abraham.
Yes. Yeah.
Also never let. I feel it had like a lot of legends, but I like the fact that it had like the young people and like the older people, and they were all just like killing it. Like, I like the fact that people didn't get the job just because your name. You could actually act. It made me really proud, man. But I do wonder though, how did you guys find it not understanding Yoruba? Because I didn't need the subtitles.
I just read the subtitles.
I didn't need it either.
You did, man. You stupid.
With your bonnet.
Pissing me off.
Stupid boy.
They got some things wrong though, because when
Yeah,
the guy
yeah,
was
there
singing, they
was-
were like
yeah.
singing Yoruba. I said, no, that's Igbo. Okay. And also his mum, the guy who, if his mum, she's also a legend. But I've literally loved her since I was a kid. Her name's Chioma. Like, she's such a great actress. I was honestly so proud, man. It made me so proud. But yeah, how did you guys find it watching them without it not understanding Yoruba?
I literally just read the subtitles.
Because I thought it was juicier understanding Yoruba.
I think things are always going to be better in your native language, though.
Yeah.
Like with anything, so I get it.
Especially because they get the subtitles, like you said, wrong.
Yeah.
The translations are not always
Was not accurate.
But
The translation and the actual meaning.
Yeah,
exactly,
it gets
yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
And the context and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking, there's certain things that if you're Nigerian, you get it. Or like, you get like street language. And the way they were interpreting, I'm like, nah, you're taking out all the juice from it, man. But I liked it.
I liked it too, man.
They
I
sprinkled
enjoyed
some English in there, though.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
they
but
always do.
everyone does that though.
Yeah.
I do that when I speak Yoruba.
Is it?
Everyone does that.
Everyone
Everybody.
in Nigeria?
There's just certain
Everybody,
words
yeah.
you just don't have.
Even
innit?
in Ghana, it's like
You just
that.
ain't got it.
Even in
Yeah,
Treaty,
yeah,
you
go back
speak,
to
you
English.
say something
Yeah.
and speak in English.
Can you speak Yoruba?
No, really, no, I can't.
So you're thinking, why are you part of this? Why are you part of this conversation?
No, but he's got better footing than you do.
Yes,
Afro
sir.
S word. I'm gonna call you that on air to get the video down. But yeah, I really liked it.
But it had enough English for me to stop looking at the subtitles a lot.
No, I didn't. Actually, yeah, to be fair, I guess so.
did.
I guess so.
What do you mean?
He's criticizing them for not speaking the
English
native
with a
language.
sprinkle of Yoruba.
No, it
No, it
wasn't.
wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
Maybe I've been around so many Yorubas.
No,
that-
you haven't.
So you're
Such a
saying that
beg.
are you pretending like you didn't need the subtitles?
That's what he's saying. But you did.
The cerebral thing.
More than anybody else. The muscle memory.
Let's go.
That's so dumb.
So the CGI bit, right?
Yeah, when they're killing the
Yeah,
light,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like, they had a big budget, right?
I don't know. She asked me like I'm the producer on the
But
show.
they got all these big stars.
Yeah, and
Surely they would have had a budget to do proper graphics.
okay, I think it did. I think it served what it needs to serve.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it served the
Oh,
purpose.
do you watch like
Nollywood?
Nollywood
Oh,
and
so
stuff?
they
doesn't.
dip into the same
This
type
is-
of...
No,
this
the
is
reason,
production.
the reason why, like
Value.
when I remember when I spoke about it, yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, I was very impressed because obviously the standard of like African films isn't up there. So for me, this was great.
This was fantastic.
I know obviously I guess you're picking at it, and I get why, but if you see the standard
That we come
generally or where African movies have come from,
Okay.
you appreciate it.
All right.
Do you get what I mean?
But yeah, but even like beyond that as well, I didn't think it was. I didn't see any. I thought, oh gosh.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know.
It was
I feel
only
like you.
it was only the one bit that annoyed me, but other than that,
What bit?
when the dad was falling
yeah,
from
yeah.
the roof, I just thought, why did you do? Why this is so
Yeah.
like it was just so Nollywood, and I was like, we've been like up until that point, this is great,
Oh yeah, she is.
but other than that, I thought it was good
What dad falling off the roof?
Yeah.
at the end.
Oh, Kazim.
Yeah, Kazim.
It's
Yeah.
a dad.
Tenny, isn't it Tenny's
Tenny's
dad?
dad, isn't it?
I erased her.
Okay.
Why? What's wrong with her?
He don't.
Why? What's
Doesn't
wrong
make no
with her?
sense.
Why?
He don't think she was cute.
That's not what I said.
That's Brent.
Acting
I know
out of
you.
everybody else.
I know you from the
Acting
depths
out
of
of
my
everybody
soul.
else. Acting out of
Because
everybody
you
else.
even started with the fluffy one.
No, I like fluffy people.
You're getting a
Yeah, I'm getting a- I love the
I'm rattling a
fluffy.
rattler. Good.
I love the
You
fluffies.
deserve this.
I
No,
love the fluffies.
Don't try to act like this on air because I know who you are at your core.
I love the fluffy.
We have conversations off air. I know
Oh.
you.
She's lying.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's really coming on her.
I'm
Trauma.
lying.
I have trauma.
I'm
tethered
like,
to
oh
fluffies.
yeah.
So I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about.
Wait.
I love them by default.
Oh my god!
I
I
don't know what she's talking about.
forgot. Right, you're sorry. Let me not laugh.
I don't know what she's
'Cause it's
talking
your-
about.
Yeah. Oh my.
No trigger warning
How
at
did I-
all.
How did I
it's fine.
forget?
Yeah, imagine. Because you were lying. You were busy lying.
I wasn't lying.
Yeah, you were.
No, I was not.
I'm on fluffies 24/7.
Okay, Brent.
Jeez.
I forgot about that
What,
story.
what was
though,
your
but-
face? What face did you just
Face of
pull?
disgust. About I'm on fluffies 24/7. Why did you have to take it there?
Anyway, her acting was poor. And it didn't make any sense with this handsome Nigerian guy.
Toby,
He was
has always
fine.
been- He's been fine.
Yeah, and he was there going on like as though this is the love of my life. No,
No,
it's changed.
But it's little crushes though. When
How's
you got a
she
childhood
changed?
crush, it's cute.
What?
How'd she change?
She was dark skinned and she came out light skinned.
Yeah. SPF. When she got to America, she put SPF on.
You need to behave.
Yeah, she
First of all, I'm lighter here than I was when I lived in Nigeria. I'll tell you that.
BFFR. Yeah, but
Because it's 36 degrees.
But the contrast, BFFR. Come on.
a nice chemical pill. Do what it
back at
needs to
you.
do.
Ugh, back at you. Because what you're not gonna do
I didn't even notice that.
is like no. Obviously, when she was a kid, she was dark skinned, and then she, yeah.
Yeah, but I, feel like,
I
again,
like
I just feel like you
bleachers.
watched him.
You know what it is?
I
No,
like bleachers.
I didn't even notice that.
I just
didn't
saw it
notice
as there was no continuity in my opinion.
Brent
that was
watches
that was what it
everything,
was for
watches
me.
Why? It was she was a
What do
kid
you
and
guys
she was
expect
an
to look
adult.
like,
I don't understand.
Exactly. What do you guys expect to look like?
I just they just cast someone else.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I just think that I didn't think there was any continuity. That
Like the
was
kid
it.
was there for like what, one scene? I'm not gonna remember what she looks like.
I
and
remember
expect,
her.
I did.
I bet you did. You watched it with a evil heart. I'm not gonna watch it. Expect the kid to look exactly like the kid or the adult to look like the kid. at
No,
some
but
point.
I'm
man.
not expecting it to be like exactly the same. But do you get what I mean? Like just continuity. That was all.
Okay.
But it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm not like Brent where
No, no one's
I'm
like
not.
Brent.
I'm not saying she didn't make sense. Like I didn't even focus on it. I didn't care. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Did you think the lead was handsome?
I did.
But
Yes.
yet, I didn't.
So
I
what do you
understand.
expect?
I'm seeing that, but you guys are only seeing the lead being handsome. I'm seeing everything.
So what do you
You're
want?
picking
Well,
two.
what
What did
was
you
with
want?
Home
What
Girl?
did you want? Say it with your chest. I feel like there's
Yeah.
something in your.
Yeah,
in
talk
your-
about talk
I
about
didn't-
it.
I don't like bleaching.
She didn't
didn't
bleach. That's her natural skin tone.
Well, the only thing that made sense to me was that she bleached.
What was wrong with her? I don't
Is that
understand.
Bleached.
No, apart from bleaching. There's
That's-
something
that's
else.
the
That's
only
not
thing.
No, you're hanging on. I don't like this. I thought you were a man
Speak
who
with
spoke
your
your heart.
chest.
I thought you were an honest person.
So did I.
I didn't know.
I thought you had balls.
You lied.
Cojones. Clearly
Yeah.
not.
What's gonna happen now?
I'm just waiting for you to land, basically.
I just thought you'd want to be an honest person. But
Are you going to land or no? Because if you're not going to land, we can move on.
We can move on.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
fine.
we
You're
will
not
move on.
landing. It's all right. Still in the air.
Anyway, yeah, what else? I like the storyline as well. I like the fact that it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be like, I like the twist and turn. I like the fact that they got set up. I did not see that coming at all.
Oh, yeah.
Because when he went in and didn't kill the guy, first I knew he was going to die. I said, you are the weak one in the group. Now, you don't give me...
You the little boy?
Yeah.
Not little boy.
Yeah. I knew that he was out here trying to sing songs. I said, yeah, you're going to be the... And he wasn't singing... Zlatan was in it as well. Forgot to say. But yeah, he wasn't giving me Zlatan vibes. He wasn't giving me like area boy vibes. I said, yeah, babe. He wasn't giving me like I'm doing music. He's giving me lover boy. He's giving me Chike in real life. That's his actual name. Chike in real life kind of songs.
The thing that killed me is the scene with the baby mum.
Yeah, that was wild.
I just thought, boy,
I said,
bye.
in this same
and
Saleko, you guys did not know that she had a
and
baby.
he literally was like, oh, thank you guys so much. Like,
Yeah.
for helping me. I thought,
What scene?
When the baby mum confronted
him and said that
him,
she's been homeless.
So what made you laugh about that?
I just
I
found,
don't think that was realistic.
yeah.
It wasn't realistic.
No. They live in the same town. Word would have got around that she had a baby. He would have known that she had a baby. Yeah, and yeah.
Mm.
And also, sorry, the fact that as well, his friends actually knew she was pregnant, but now you as well want to check him. because
Yeah,
she's
like I
called
just
him out.
them checking him. I just thought really because you
You
would have
knew.
known. You would have known.
You've never asked him how his baby was. Now all of a sudden you're all now godparents to the kid.
What was that? The
Okay.
first time he found out he had a baby?
No, he knew she was pregnant. It was the
He knew
first
she was
time he'd
pregnant.
seen her.
No, but he knew she also had a baby because he sent his friend to give her 50,000 naira, which is nothing, by the way. It's price of
Yeah.
braids.
So how much is that?
Not a lot. Let me work it out.
Thank you.
Right
and
now,
who was the albino guy?
Yeah, I've got the
it's like 50.
Oh,
Is he famous too? Is he a famous Nigerian
he
actor?
looks like he is though. I think he is. Yeah, he is.
You don't
What is
check
it,
for him?
50,000 naira?
right.
sorry?
Y'all don't check for him in Nollywood films?
No, that's
Like
54
£70.
pounds.
How-
£4.
54. Don't be
Yeah.
stupid. 54
54.
pounds. Yeah.
Not being rude, but
No, it
£4.50.
can't.
you saying not don't be stupid. I don't think that's not much better.
I know, but he said £4.
It can't be 50.
Yeah, but
It
Nigeria,
is
that'll stretch though
50,000.
for something.
Yeah. Do you know how bad the naira is now? It's
Yeah,
stupid.
It's bad now.
I got some outfits when my mum went, yeah. Bruh. It's like the rates are like, because the last rate I did was like 2 weeks ago. I think it was at 917 naira to a pound.
That's
So
ridiculous,
when
man.
he was collecting, when the guy you don't like, the one who you said is a bit weak, when he was collecting their tax and he was getting little
Yeah.
notes,
Yeah.
what's that, pennies?
No, well, yeah. It'd be like pounds. But the thing is, again, it's like that because we live here. When you're there, 50,000 naira is a lot of money. If I give someone 50,000
you
naira,
mean
they're,
the cost of
they're
living
grateful.
is lower.
Yeah, but even our currency though, like when you buy bread, if you work out here, be like, oh, like when we talk about doing our hair and whatever, when we work out here, be like, oh, it was £30 to wash, dry, do the braids to my bum, whatever, blah blah. But obviously, when you're there, money means differently.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it's obviously when you're sending money back, that's the piss take. That's
Yeah,
long.
so you can get
But-
services cheaper over there.
Yeah, but then when you're sending money back as well, it's expensive for what it is I'm getting, for what I know I'm getting. Like
Back to the UK.
It's always
No,
cheaper
like
to
back
change
to,
money there.
no, because
Not for you.
No, because when I'm sending money to Nigeria, it's not. I don't get as much as I used to.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
the rates used to be a lot better. So
Oh,
now
yeah, so it's changed.
nearly like 1,000 naira to a pound. That's mad. That's very stupid. So you used to get like a lot of money for what you were sending back. Now it's more expensive.
No, wait, don't you mean you get more? For what you used to send,
Yeah, you
get
get if the
I
rate.
used to get more. Now I get less. Is what I'm saying.
No, but if
that would be
the-
because of fees, not because that would be because of the
No, I wouldn't.
fees.
It's the rates.
No, if the rate increased, if like
It means I'm getting less naira.
No,
like a
'cause
year,
for
like
example,
let's say
in-
when it was 500, one pound to 500,
Yeah.
then if you sent £1, then okay, let's ignore the fees or whatever.
Yeah.
You get 500. Now if you send £1, you get 900.
So you're getting more.
But the fees have increased as well. So the people that doing the transfer for you are taking more out of the.
It's not,
the
you know,
money
because
as
it's
well.
not the I think I don't know what it is then. 'Cause I think maybe things are more expensive there as well. Then.
'Cause
I
if
think
the
inflation
rate-
over
because-
there.
because
It's the
Yeah.
value. That's
Value.
it. That's the value. It's not. Yeah. it's
Because
the
even
value.
in Ghana, yeah, like so before, like £1 used to be like
6 CDs or
6
something.
CDs, yeah. Now it's 15,
Aye.
which means for me, when I change my pounds into cedis, I get so much more money, right?
Yeah.
So it's better for me. But everything over there has become like 3 times more as expensive.
Yeah,
So what's happening is,
yeah.
although I'm getting more money,
You're
the cost
spending
of
more as
everything
well.
over there is so much higher that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm having to change way more than I would have had to.
Before, because
things are
everything's more expensive. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like that trip last year. Disgusting, man. But yeah, man. But I really, really enjoyed it.
How much you rated?
Wait, what? Oh, Gangs of Lagos. We're talking about money, innit? Right? It's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Ooh, cool. Mags.
Gangs of Lagos.
Because you ain't said nothing.
I don't think you watched it.
Yeah, tell us what you liked before you rate it, please.
I like to speak Yoruba blood.
I can't speak Yoruba.
Huh?
I can't speak Yoruba.
Yeah, but you must have understood. Son. You could
I'm
read-
not Nigerian.
You could read between the lines, man. You was
I'm
picking-
not Nigerian.
You must have picked up something. You was doing your thing.
You're a dickhead.
What? You mean tell me you didn't pick up nothing?
No,
You're
but I'm just
lying.
saying.
You're lying.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're like, oh, I can't speak Yoruba. I can't speak Yoruba.
But you could.
I can what? I can navigate.
You can
Why?
navigate
Because
that
what?
terrain.
Because I'm African.
Yes.
Idiot. Say it
Yes.
with your chest, bro.
I just
we're all
did.
one and the
Yes.
same.
I
I just did.
No, I was waiting for
people
you.
to say him anyway.
Huh?
That's what he was good.
You think we're all the same?
You think we're all the same?
That's ridiculous.
Look at him.
Say it with your chest. I think you're all the same.
But I can't speak African, innit? So.
Look at this.
See,
guy.
you see people like you.
That's what I'm telling you.
You can't call it. It's not. I can't speak African.
He actually knows.
Just anyway, you just choose to live in his ignorance.
It's fine. You can't
Friday
rattle me
morning, he's
today.
trying to charge up, basically.
No, it's fine because it's cool. But you
I
can't.
thought the film was good. I thought it was like a
It's not like,
7.
I was about to say
That's a
like
high
it's
number.
like you got 10 options. It's 1 to 10.
It's a high number.
No, you
You don't mean 7. I feel like he's saying 7.
why?
I don't feel like you mean 7.
Why? What do
You
I mean?
haven't
Then?
shown me 7.
What do you mean? What do you
I
want?
mean
to
exactly. I feel like in your heart it's like a 3.
a
You
3.
don't care for it.
I watched the whole film.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't. If it was a 3, I would have turned it off.
yeah, but I don't feel like you care, man. You're not giving me. You're not giving me a 7.
He's not
Bruv,
gonna be,
I don't know.
as invested as you are.
Yeah, but he's not giving me a 7 at all. You haven't said one
you
word
grew
about
up on the
anything.
streets there. You like
That
your
makes no
uncles and
difference.
aunties are in it. Like it's different for you. Like, you're
Uncles and
different.
aunties are in it, you know.
Like,
Violent,
it's
he's violent.
different for you. You got a different connection to the film. But he's telling me
Okay.
it's not giving. I don't know what you want me to say. I like the film.
I want you to be honest.
What?
You heard what I said. I want
Okay,
you
so
to be
tell me what
honest.
you think I didn't like about it.
I just don't think you cared for it.
So let me.
He probably was like, look
This
at these
African
Africans got me
bullshit.
watching
Yeah,
this African film.
But okay, if you say a 7,
It's interesting.
that's interesting.
I liked. I don't know his name.
Describe him. Describe him.
The lead.
Okay.
I was going to try and say his name. Obasco.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is it because of the jiu-jitsu stuff he was doing?
No, I just
I
liked
don't know
him.
for jiu-jitsu, to be honest. Martial arts.
Yeah, I just liked him. I liked him. He was a good character from when he was a kid. I liked him. I liked
From the opening scene, I didn't think that he was going to be lead.
who, that young boy.
I didn't think he was. I thought the other one was going to be.
Yeah, I thought Nino was going to be the lead.
Yeah.
I thought the story was about Nino. Then I clocked, because obviously he says that the name when he's narrating it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's about the kid. And then, yeah.
Oh, you
man.
thought the whole show was going to be about Nino? You're saying?
Yeah. But then it was
I'm
interesting to
annoyed they
find out how
killed him,
Nino got
you know.
killed. Huh?
I was annoyed that they killed him, you know.
But it was interesting to find out Kazim was the one who killed him. I was like, oh, wow, like you are such a snake.
Yeah.
The family history was interesting.
Is Nino the good?
Yeah, the one that
looked
took him
after
in.
The boy.
They wanted to they wanted to leave the thingy.
Would you date a man like that?
Yes. Like a good guy.
A street good
Was
guy.
he a good guy?
He was a good guy. Because he wanted to leave the streets. Remember, his dad said you can't, it's a family thing, you can't leave. He said you either die or you be a governor. So there's 2 options.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he saw that little kid and did not want that kid to go down the path that he knew he went down.
So he would-
That's why I told the boy stay in the car. The boy didn't stay in the car. And then obviously Kazim is, I guess, the evil one. It's like Lion King, isn't it? Scar.
Scar.
Yeah. So then obviously that's how the boy then got into the thing. But I think even if Nino was alive, because they were going to school, remember? So as soon as Nino died, they stopped going to school. And that's the thing. A lot of kids on the streets just they need to go to school, but a lot of kids don't go to school because they're either hustling or they're doing like it's very, very real of what actually happens.
That's why. Remember, I
Nigeria.
was saying that. A reason why I wanted you lot to watch it is because obviously I don't know how realistic it was to like what it's like. So it was very interesting. If you're saying that's what it's like, yeah,
it's very realistic, and that's why I guess that's a sad bit as well.
Yeah,
it's very realistic. But if Nina was alive, they wouldn't have stopped going to school because they wanted to go. A lot of kids want to study. They want to go to school, but they can't afford it. Their parents can't afford it, so they've got to like sell stuff on the streets and like be work. They can't even introduce child labor laws there. I bet I feel like they probably say they have them.
Yeah.
But now you get like little kids literally in traffic selling stuff, and it's sad, man. It's proper sad.
Did you see the part where Kazim was about to kill London? He had the axe.
Oh yeah, an accident.
And the accident
Didn't take.
do anything.
no.
Yeah, I clocked that part because he was like shit.
Oh, what are you saying? What's that, Jojo?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't clock that. Yeah, because a lot of like the street thugs, like area boys and whatever, they do juju basically that where
protect
they
them,
can't
right?
be like shot at, they can't be killed, that kind of stuff. So yeah, they got like some kind of protection.
You sure you just never had like the wrong axe, like a little tight axe or something?
Okay,
Nah, man, the judge is powerful, man.
So
Slashed
can
a few
Can I
ears.
ask a question?
Of course you can.
About the juju.
Yeah.
So once they're protected, they become like Iron Man,
Yeah.
and the axe just goes. Pew!
Yeah, just wouldn't touch
Just
them.
won't do anything.
Have you
I
seen
heard
this
this-
happening?
I heard a story.
You saw it in the
of someone
film. You saw it.
So don't do that.
I
Sorry.
heard the story of someone who had the judge on them. That same judge, but they needed to get an injection.
I can't understand what you're saying.
They needed to get an injection like in the hospital,
Okay.
and they couldn't penetrate their skin because they had the judge on them. That you
they
can't-
died.
I don't know what they did. I think they took him to go undo it, and then they went or something like that.
That's mad.
Yeah.
But
Have
for the
you
people that
seen
do
this
it, they say it
happening?
works.
Yeah, it works, man. I believe it. 100%.
I haven't seen Judge, but I've heard too many stories about
Yeah.
people
'Cause, like, in, like-
doing Judge for money, protection,
Yeah.
getting rich, all that stuff. But a lot of it is sacrificial, though.
But like the area boys though, they do it for like actual protection. Like in people's areas, there's always that one person that's like, you see like the head area boy. Where I grew up, they had like every area has one. Like, because obviously they're roads, isn't it? So every area is like a territory of sorts. And you always have that one person that's like,
Bulletproof.
exactly, no, not even bulletproof, but like they're the one with the power, like exactly like that. So when I love that they tie the politics into it because that's how it
Oh,
works.
100%.
You go to the person who heads the community, the big chief in the community, and I don't mean chief as in royalty. I mean like the street chief, and then he's the one who pattern everything for you and be like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Look
and
at
you will
when,
win. And you will win.
They were like to her, why did you go? You went to the police in it, so go back to the
Yeah, and
police
then I go back.
because you should have come to us first.
She's also a star. I can't remember her name now though, but she's also big.
What's the guy? What's the guy in Lagos? MC.
Olomo.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's basically like
He
him.
is there. He's
basically
like the
that
big
guy.
kahuna. Like every era just has one. Like it was so realistic because it's like, nah, like the boys really be working for, and that's who they check. And that there's respect. That's why when they had to dethrone Kazim, you couldn't just do it with just Isaliako boys. You got to get the Muslim boys. You got to get everybody because you can't. The power is so much and been there for so many years that you can't sit here with your little army talking about I want to dethrone. Nah, you need to come heavy.
So, forgive my ignorance.
It's alright. You've done a lot.
If y'all could summon this judge, why don't y'all give it to all the soldiers in the army?
Really?
Because some soldiers in the army want to be Christians.
Oh wait, so judge is bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black
It's
magic.
people done-
It's
it's
black
magic.
It's witchcraft.
So all of the Nigerians and Ghanaians in the room are saying it's what? Judge
It's
is
black
bad,
magic.
It's black magic.
Black magic is bad.
You never
To
heard
me,
say
it is because
You never heard me say it.
I'm saying I'm
I
not
want all
shy
you
for
have to
that.
talk up.
No, I'm talking
Your
up.
head up.
I will talk up. I'm
Why
a
you going
child
like
of
it's just
light.
Africans that do judge and thing?
What?
Why you going like it's just African people that do judge?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but why are you
Maybe
referring to
he's
them?
saying theirs is good. I said it's bad.
In my country, it's not good. In your country, it's good.
What? Obi and thing?
Yes.
No.
So why are you acting? Why do you want Africans to say that it's bad?
I want to talk about it. It's a
He's
topic
gonna.
of discussion
Are you
now.
gonna talk more from a perspective of like tradition and ancestral, like all of that stuff? You know how some people say like,
I want you to educate me.
I ain't educating people. I ain't got time for that.
So why aren't they using it on the soldiers? So they have
Because again,
best
it's
soldiers in the world.
I feel like I feel like for protection, it's a street thing.
Because
otherwise, politicians could do it as well. It's a street thing.
They do though.
It
They
doesn't.
do though.
It doesn't.
Politicians use
It
it.
doesn't translate. into the
Musicians
soldier
use it
army.
though.
Yeah, musicians,
I
politicians,
don't think.
all of them.
Listen,
Okay. No, but like
for what?
a musician like Adekunle Gold or a musician like Zlatan.
Yeah.
Naira
Zlatan's
Marley.
but that's being they're from the streets, so it's a street thing still.
Cool.
Because Naira Marley would do. I love that Naira Marley's music featured as well because it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, come on, he is
Do you know what I mean? He's a
literally
street boy.
Literally.
He has so. Do you know what I mean? But like Naira Marley, Zlatan, like they're
They're all
all
street
like
boys.
not they're street boys. Do you mean they're from the streets?
Yeah.
They've grinded from the streets, so it makes sense for them to use it. I can't imagine like Adekunle Gold or even Iffy Chike using it or Fowls.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah,
but
that's
do you
true. I
know
get
why
what
I
you're saying,
don't? Okay, the reason why I don't think it's purely a street thing, is because there's people in like Ghana's not as bad as is nowhere near as bad as Nigeria in terms of like to that degree, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe because I've never lived there like that, like I don't know it. But from when I'm about like. And most Nigerians that I speak to who come to Ghana and say that Ghana's a lot safer, etc., etc. So I understand that it's not the same.
Yeah.
But there's people in Ghana that bang judge that are not
100%.
from the streets. They do it for money, for power. Do you understand what I mean? So I don't think it's just a street thing. That's never been my understanding. Because there's artists that do it to chart or like to get successful or do you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know what it is actually? Well, I think it is as well. Because the rich people who do it, they do it for money.
Yeah.
But the guys on the streets that do it, they do it for protection.
But it's
That
also
might be
a
a
bit,
difference.
It's also a bit of both though, because like the politicians, they do it for protection as well, because they don't want to get killed, they don't want to be exploited. This, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of them secretly go to their
And do it.
main babalawa and then do what they have to do,
Yeah.
and then pay money, man.
It's interesting, man.
So
Here we go.
I want to know why is it they don't tap into this for the soldiers and army and whatnot.
Because they don't, Brent.
if
It's the
the
same
bullets
way
are-
people say.
If the bullets is beep, 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 beep.
No, it's the same way how the pastors that heal people and perform miracles don't go to children's hospitals and heal all children.
For real.
It's the same thing.
For real.
You see the pastors that perform miracles and they heal and they get people walking and skanking and all that kind of stuff, right? Right? That do all the miracles and they cure cancer and they cure this and they cure that in all them little funny churches people go to, right?
Yeah.
They could also go to the hospitals and cure people on deathbeds, but they never do that.
Yeah, but I don't see it as them actually doing that. I see it as dishonesty.
Oh, I see it as definitely dishonesty. They're definitely
So
actors.
how can they go to the children's hospital? It would just show up the dishonesty.
Yeah, but it's just not.
But if you're saying that this judge actually works and bullets ricochet off your body,
I don't know if it works.
it sounds
I've
like
heard
you're
people
saying
say
it's legit.
it doesn't sound like nothing. I've heard people say that it does work. I've never actually been in the midst of an area boy to see whether or not he got shot or the bullet entered. Some of them do die. So if it really worked, why are they dead? The mortality rate amongst area boys should be very low if indeed it does work. So I think it's just a thing of that's just what it's for. That's just what it's used for. But it doesn't, just because something is used here doesn't mean it needs to be translated. Otherwise, no one in Nigeria would ever die because everyone would just be using it.
But this is what I'm saying.
Maybe it's accessibility as well.
But remember, it's also a matter of belief, though, isn't it? Like it's almost kind of like the whole faith thing in Christianity. A pastor will always tell you, "I can heal you, whatever," but you have to believe also. It's the same type of thing. I remember in the army, especially if you talk about, let's say, the Nigerian army, it's not made up of people of one tribe, isn't it? It's all different tribes around the whole country. Bare of them won't believe in black magic or juju, right? And even if they did, they would have different types of things for their own tribes.
That's
you know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying? So it's not like you're gonna get somebody, an Igbo man going to a Yoruba man for juju and all that type of stuff, or Hausa man. You know what I'm saying? It's all different.
And I think it is that actually. It's different faiths and beliefs because when you look at how Oba's mum took him to like this deliverance when he was watching him in the river and stuff to cleanse out all his evil spirits and whatever, that's in their mind. That shit worked. Even though he was saying how they did the same to his dad got killed, but his mum still believed. Then obviously they did it to him, and then he then goes and lives with a gang leader, and mum's thinking like then curses him like, you know what, you're gonna end up dying like your dad kind of thing. I think it's just about your beliefs and stuff like that. But
I'm slow, by the way, because I didn't clock until later on that he was the baby at the beginning. That his
was in
dad
the
got.
river.
No, so you know, obviously in
Oh,
the
yeah,
beginning
yeah,
when the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
comes in and shoots and blood splatters on the baby, I didn't realize that was him
was him, yeah.
until like towards the end when they had like
I
the
didn't.
flashback.
I
And
didn't clock
like,
either.
I was like, oh, okay.
I just thought the random scene.
Yeah, literally.
I thought the scene to set the scene
Yeah.
for the film.
Yeah.
I don't think you
And then when he brought
fully
it,
know though.
no, you weren't.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't. Yeah, but it was nice when they pieced it
It
together.
was I think I just
Didn't
like that
Didn't you
part.
clock that from the barbershop that it was the same guy that killed him?
Well, because he's got an Agbada on. Because he had the white thing on.
No, he had the same gun. It was his gun. Kasim had the same gun from
The red tip.
No, the little shotgun, handgun, the long thing that he had. That's what he killed.
was
The red tip.
I don't know what colour the tip was.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
I didn't clock that. I didn't think it was the same gun.
Yeah, I clocked it was the same. It was the same one. I didn't know it was
Kazim.
No, I knew it was Kazim. From the when I saw him in the barber shop, I knew the Kazim was the one who done the killing in the beginning.
Maybe.
No, but you didn't
Okay.
realise it was-
I didn't clock that until
Yeah.
they said it. You know.
I didn't get it until the guy, the little, what's his name? The one that they killed. He got on my damn nerves.
Iffy.
No, the stupid like, the one, the
Terrible.
ratty man.
Oh, well,
what's his name?
Terrible, isn't it?
Terrible.
Terrible. That's it.
And that's one thing I like about this Area Boys. The names
the
they
names
have,
are jokes. Yeah. But he was like,
So
why do you
lit.
always look like a man? I thought,
That was the funniest part of the whole
No,
thing.
he was-
But
yeah.
then you see the next scene, sis is in a jumpsuit.
in a
I said, "Stop it."
jumpsuit.
No,
She's in a
And
red
I was
jumpsuit
like-
with
He
heels.
says, he goes, why do you look just like a man? And she's like, oh, why does your breath stink so much?
Yeah.
And he's
He
like,
was
you
like,
need to
yeah,
be
you
asking
need to
why
be-
they call me terrible.
Yeah, literally. That
But that's the
killed
thing.
me.
You know what's mad? Like guys like that, yeah. Like their name is what terrifies people because obviously you just hear terrible and you're thinking, oh, like there's some kind of stories about the things that he's done. But look at when he was out here pleading not to die, you better shoot him twice. But it's so realistic, man. It's so realistic.
Well, you could just chop up man like mince and leave them on the street over there, yeah? No, please
If
don't
they
come.
don't
No,
have
no.
juju,
What are the police gonna do? You
Forget-
just have to. Yeah, but they told you that when the woman went to the police didn't do nothing. Listen, in Nigeria, yeah, you can call the police and let them know you're being robbed. They're like, "Thank you for the tip. We ain't coming that road."
So is that how you are catching bodies over there like that? Yeah, just normal. Is that what's going on?
I think it's certain,
like
certain
Jamaica.
parts, yeah, man.
It's not like that in Jamaica, but I'm saying if you watch Top Boy, yeah, and you watch Top Boy and you'd think that you're saying like, oh, it's so real and all that.
Yeah.
But it's not. The murder rate is
yeah, of
extremely high. There'll be people be getting in lots of trouble. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm saying, is it realistic?
they did tell us that when it is that they go to Nigeria, they're sometimes bodies on the side of the road, right?
Who said that?
You did.
Who said that?
No one's ever said that, Brent.
Yeah, you did.
Bodies on the side of the road.
Yes.
Do you know how
That's
mad
what
that
you said.
sounds?
No, but it was more so
I swear that's what you all said.
seeing a body, not there's just bodies lying there.
No, not.
But you
like
don't see it. Like it's
a
not.
slew of bodies, but you all said that there's bare rubbish and then sometimes there's bodies there.
Nah, you're moving mad.
Where
Are
did
you
I get
being
this from?
serious? Are you being serious?
Wait.
Not here.
Let me see if it is I made this up.
Do you know how wild it is to say you see
Let
bodies
me
on road when
see
you
if
go
I
there?
made
You're
this up.
nah.
Let me see if I made this up. At any point in time during our TDA history, and I'm asking everybody in this room, did Esther say
Esther, nah, you're gonna be on
did
timeout.
Esther or Emmanuel?
No. Stick with Esther because clearly you've got a lot to say. Go on.
I swear you all said that.
Why would I ever say that when I go to Nigeria I see bodies on the road? Do you know what bodies is?
You said that they leave it. You said that they leave it sometimes.
Leave it to do what?
Maybe I made this up.
No, I
You're
think
making
Maybe
me mad.
I made this up then.
I think you took.
I've
out
only
of
seen
context.
one body in my life.
Maybe
you
I
know?
made this up. Maybe, but I swear, the community have
That's
you heard
mad.
any of us ever say that on the streets there's sewage, there's all sorts, and there's sometimes bodies there.
You're moving. I can't believe
No,
you're saying what
I
you're
think,
saying.
I think you misunderstood and took out of context, but I think it was more so we were maybe talking about an incident where, let's just say something's happened to somebody and they'll just move the body to the side of the road.
Nah, that's stupid
That
too.
type of
That's
thing.
wild to me. What are you guys saying?
I swear, I sat here and heard you all say that. I
Who's
swear,
moving bodies to the side?
I
Emmanuel, who's moving
swear.
bodies to the
And
side?
it's when you all were talking about Nigeria and how finished it is. You're going in.
Yeah, I'm never talking about Nigeria on the show again. I see why someone was saying that, how I'm not doing the country justice, because this is bad.
Wait, did
If any Nigerian,
did
no,
anybody else
wait.
hear?
If any
Man, I
Nigerians
was
tune
nervous.
in here, they'll actually think I'm being like,
Bodies
I'm
on the side of the
speaking
road.
rubbish
Can you
about
remember any of
country.
this? Then maybe I made it up then.
No, but I need you to clarify that because when anyone who tunes in will think I come here and I say like very wild stuff about Nigeria and I'm just out here speaking down on the country like that. That's
Then
wild.
maybe it's me. Maybe I made it up.
It's not maybe, it's a flipping facts that is you.
Hmm.
And you talking about you move bodies to the side of the road. What the hell does that mean?
I swear, y'all. Never mind. Y'all didn't say it. It was I made it up.
Someone saying they're 3 shots at it.
No, it wasn't 3 shots.
Probably was,
That's what they're
Brent.
saying.
No, it was in this room when.
3 shots
Do you know how
are
many
in this
podcasts
room.
film in this room?
No, it wasn't 3 shots.
Man said it was in this room, you know, like that like only TDA films in here.
No, as in I was surrounded by people. Like
Yeah.
no.
Oh, like every time you're recording.
Okay.
Look in the chat though. Jin just said, I seen a dead body left on the road, on the side of the road for 3 days. That's what I think it was. I think we mentioned something because
I think you did mention it.
To be fair to Brent here, because I don't want to defend Brent.
You're
But
Ghanaian anyway, so.
Brent hasn't got this from nowhere. To be fair to him.
No,
And
but
I
how many
think the
things?
context. I think,
Oh, really? So Brent hasn't gotten this from nowhere.
no, this
Remember
part.
that when he's telling stories about you. I'm gonna remind you
No,
of that.
because I have,
not
I have,
fair.
I have to
It
be
is
fair.
fair.
I have to be fair.
Someone's
it's
saying
not-
that you
I
brought it
have
up.
to be
You
fair.
brought it up when you was talking about how corrupt the police are.
What? NSAR's protests.
I
That was a
don't know.
massacre.
I don't know, but I swear you all said it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not completely unbelievable. It definitely happens.
But it
I
was
wanna
a
say
minute
it definitely
ago.
happens.
No, but I think it's the way you made it sound when you said there's bodies. Like, that's crazy. But I think it was more so something's happened, an incident has happened, and somebody just moved the body to the side of the road.
The
or
only
whatever.
time we're talking about bodies
And-
like that
you know what I mean?
was the NSAR's protest, which was a massacre. That was the only time there would have ever been bodies when you go to Nigeria and you're just in Lagos and you're just seeing bodies. Outside of that, you do not just see bodies like that. I thought that's such a wild narrative to put out there. In all the time I lived there, I only saw one body.
They're saying it happened.
They would say so, wouldn't they? That's wild, man. Maybe it was the NSAR's
Yeah,
protest.
see, look, someone said.
But it's not a
it was
normal
about
thing.
accidents, I think. Yeah, it was something like that. Where
Yeah,
there's some context to it. It wasn't like bodies just around.
Laying
or something
around like
yeah.
Brent thinks there is. I said there's sewage, there's bodies. So you think you just crossing the high street and you just step over a body every other 5 steps?
I've never been to Nigeria. I would love to go though. It sounds lovely.
I think you should be banned. I might make contact with my contacts and then let them know when you're in a no-fly zone. You're never allowed there. That is wild.
So let me ask you guys this slightly random question, yeah. But let's just say you guys went to Nigeria, Ghana, wherever, yeah, and they told you this particular area that we're going to go to, yeah, you need, it's advised to obviously do like judge, right? Would you guys do it?
No, because I'm just not going to the area.
Okay, cool. Say you really wanted to, though.
I wouldn't.
Nothing, not at all.
Not at the expense of my soul, bruv. It's all right. Do you know what it is? Because you see all of that stuff, yeah? It comes with some sort of sacrifice, innit? They're not just giving you judge for free.
No, you're paying for it, though, isn't it?
Even that. No.
Okay.
I'm not going to dabble with the dark side. Do you know what I mean?
What's the extent?
And who's to say I might like it? Do you know what I mean? I've got an addictive personality. I'm not going down that road. I'm sorry. It's a no from me. Like, I've seen people talk about like, did you not?
Hello, morning.
We got a call. Never mind.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Continue talking as well.
That's fine.
Hi, it's Christy. I can't lie.
Christy, by the way,
Brendan's
can
not
I just say
lying.
Brent don't rate you, yeah? Do you know what Brent just said to me? No,
I know
you
he
can
does.
continue talking. It's just Christy.
I know he doesn't. And I'm coming to back you, Brent. Oh wow.
I didn't
Oh, wow.
say that.
Wow.
Now
I
you
said
know.
you can
Okay.
finish your
Maybe let me
sentence.
come off the phone
Christy,
then. I will
wait.
not back you, Brent.
That's
Back
not
you.
what
No,
he
No, I will
said.
back you.
That's
It's
definitely not what
fine.
he said.
Forget the call. Forget the call. Forget the call.
Go on,
It's
Chris, what
fine.
happened?
It's all right, Brent.
I
No,
did
I
say
was
that.
actually going to say that was true. I was going to say that was true because I remember in the beginning, I was actually taking up issue like the Nigerian representation's a bit mad, like how it's getting portrayed. So I remember having that kind of reaction. So I remember that being said, that the bodies were on the. I remember that. I'm not even lying. Like I genuinely remember that. So I know where Brent got that from.
See, Brent, I was defending you.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
defending truth.
No,
That's all
Brent.
you're
No,
defending. You're
Brent
not
weren't
defending me.
lying.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. But
Brent weren't lying.
But Brent said it kind of out of context. Brent said it like, oh, you go there, you just see bodies. You got to step over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
it wasn't like
yeah, but
that.
the way
It
Brent
was-
is saying it, but you guys said that though.
Yeah.
You
I
guys
remember
said
us
that.
talking about it.
You
I remember
guys
us
said
talking
that.
about
Wait, so it wasn't just Esther, was Emmanuel too?
it. No, I would have been here. I probably was here.
Yeah, no, both Emmanuel and Esther were there, and the way it was made to. I can understand why Brent took it why he's saying it so flippantly like that, because the way you lot said it, I was even like, you lot ain't really like the portrayal of Nigeria is a bit mad. I was even saying to Brent, I said, what's going on here? Is there like a press run to smear Nigeria or something? And I was thinking, this ain't a good light. But I remember that being said. Like I'm not like that was like, oh, there's bodies. Like I remember the episode vividly that was said. So I don't think Brent's not lying. He just
Said it.
Brent is just
in a
doing
wild
Brent
way.
and just
Exactly.
adding sauce to it. But it was said though. But I understood why he's adding sauce to it now, because how it came across was like, oh, it's just there's bodies there. But given the context of the conversation, but Brent is not lying though. It was said.
Thanks. Anytime you call in and Gina's talking, I'll ask Gina to stop talking.
Brent, shut up. Anyway, bye.
I'm glad that everyone paused when he laughed because he doesn't even believe it himself.
All right, thanks, Christy.
Thanks,
Bye.
Christy.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Is that all the review done?
Yeah, I mean, considering the time
Yeah,
constraints.
So 7,
8.5.
Emmanuel.
I'll say about 7.5.
I gave it an 8. I enjoyed it. A lot. I just didn't understand.
Good for you.
I understand
I'm not gonna say. Yeah, see?
The what?
No, leave him. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
I know who he is when he's at home,
So,
but we're not gonna fight in the presence of others. So it's okay.
more of the same, please, Nigeria. More of the same.
You know, I've always said, yeah, I think Nigerians potentially could make the best films ever. That's what I think.
They're very. Do
'Cause
you know
I feel
what?
Like the storylines.
Do you know what I love? Like you see, we just spoke about it. The wedding party. No, the wedding. What's it called? The wedding party.
yeah.
I thought that was elite. Like I loved it. Both of them. You've not seen it?
No.
Oh, it was so good. Like really, really good. It's,
I like the old
The
school
massacre
Bollywood
type
films.
stuff that happened.
no, it's like
school people though. It's got
it's-
Shola Shabawale in it.
it's like about two families coming together and there's a massive wedding. But it's like
I think the Igbo and
it's-
Yoruba.
yeah, so it
That
shows
conflict.
all the like
film.
yeah.
But it's a modern one though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
it's
feel
good.
like it's really good. I feel like when they have investments like the Netflix collaboration and the Amazon, I feel like it's good. I feel like there's two types of Nollywood. There's that Nollywood that is like the one they turn films out like 10 a day.
Yeah.
That kind of Nollywood. But then there's obviously the ones that where they invest, and there's a lot of them. When you check Netflix and Amazon and all these streaming platforms, there's actually a lot of them.
There
They're
is
really good.
because my mum unfortunately stays on my Netflix account. It's really
Yeah.
annoying. So
And
she's
you see
ruined
it.
my algorithm. Like ruined it. So everything on there is everything's in subtitles.
Oh, there's
man.
another one. It's called Chief's Daddy. That's really good. As
Oh,
well.
I've
It's
seen
got Foles in
I've
it.
seen- I've
You
seen
have
that.
3 people living in your house. You can make different profiles. Right?
No, ask her because it's not my account. It's my brother's account. So on the account there's
Oh, so you've been
me.
using it.
Well, because he made me an account. So it's him,
But you don't pay
me, Georgia, Chris, and then the kids one. But she watches mine and has ruined mine. About there's 3 people living in your house. Boy, bye. Esther, what was the one on Netflix where it was the sister? Is it sisters? The 2 friends.
Yes.
That was so the series. That was
yes.
sick.
I think it's coming back for another season. That was
That was
really
actually
good.
really, really good.
That was really. I can't remember what it's called now. Is it Blood? No, it's not Blood.
Blood Sisters.
I think it's Blood
It
Sisters.
is. It
It was really,
series?
Yes, it's a
really
series. Yeah,
good.
yeah, it was actually good. Yeah,
I think the 7th season's coming up.
it's good.
That's really good.
Have you seen what's the new one? Is it not new one, but it's a series. Is it called is it Shanty Town or something? Maybe I'm mixing up a title from some next place. But it kind of gives Gangs of Lagos vibes though.
Is it on Netflix?
Netflix, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, there's
Good,
a
man.
honestly if you look at Nollywood, the
be
Nollywood
fine.
genre, there's a lot that is done. There's 2 types of Nollywood. There's Nollywood where they invest a lot of money into, and then obviously the one that is just that one is just for production. I don't know. It's just different in it. But they do a good job because when they get to writing, they do. But I think it's only like certain ones that obviously go viral, like this one, Wedding Party, Chief's Daddy or whatever. And then we think there's only been 3, but really there's actually a lot of good work being done.
Have you
But
seen?
no, I loved it.
King's Horseman.
King of Boys.
No, the King's Horseman.
No, is that Nigerian as well?
Yeah. And obviously we've seen Nicola Applewood. You seen that? Never seen that one. Okay.
I don't typically watch Nollywood stuff, if I'm being honest with you. Like
Okay,
the
right.
good or the bad one. I don't do. But I did watching this made me so happy. And I loved like the Yoruba aspects of it. I thought, I think I'm gonna get back into watching Yoruba Nollywood to polish up and just to keep me on my toes with my language. I really liked it.
I think you should watch King's Horseman. I think Britain. I think you guys should watch it. Not necessarily to watch it to review, but just see some of the old school practices. It's basically about back in the day, you would have a king
Yeah.
who kind of has like a right hand man who serves him,
Oh,
looks
yeah.
after him, that type of stuff. But when the king dies, he has to die with him, and and then obviously kind of take on that role in the next world, innit? So it's kind of like that where the guy is now having second thoughts.
Yeah, because especially if you're a king that's hated, I ain't got time for that.
But he was enjoying life though, man. He had his pick of women.
That's
this,
the
that, and
thing.
third, eating like the king.
It's all
When the
sweet
king
now.
died now, you know what I'm saying? And his family was like, don't embarrass us now.
You gotta die.
Like, you have to die. Sure, yeah.
Now I'm gonna watch that.
It was-
That's
it was-
actually
it
really
was-
good. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
that.
it's a decent watch, man.
Nah, that's really good. Some really good stuff happening there. Right, well, let's get into our headlines.
All right, people. So the first headline is about the local elections. So early results in local elections in England have seen Labour and the Lib Dems gain council seats at the expense of the Tories. Plymouth and Stoke-on-Trent were won by Labour, and the party took control of Medway Council. The Conservatives lost their majorities in Tamworth, Brentwood, Hertsmere, and North West Leicestershire. Only a minority of councils counted overnight, and most results will not be confirmed until later today. The polls for more than 8,000 council seats on 230 councils and 4 mayors across England closed on Thursday. The vote is the first big test of Rishi Sunak's electoral popularity since he's become the Prime Minister. The first gain of a council went to Labour, who took control in Plymouth, where no party previously had a majority. In Brentwood, in Essex, the Tories lost 2 seats to the Lib Dems, meaning the party no longer has a majority in the council chamber. Among other early results, Labour retained Sefton and Exeter, while the Tories held on to Basildon and Redditch. Have you guys ever heard of Redditch?
No.
Never ever. But yeah, anyway. Results will continue to be declared throughout today, including 3 mayoral contests in Bedford, Leicester and Mansfield. In Middlesbrough, Labour's Chris Cook became the mayor, beating the incumbent candidate. And elections are not taking place, as you guys know, in London, Scotland or Wales, but Northern Ireland will go to the polls in local elections on the 18th of May. Next headline about the coronation, and basically more than 400,000 people are going to be receiving a medal in recognition of their contribution to the King's coronation. The medal, which is made of nickel silver, will feature the royal cipher on one side and images of the King and Queen Consort on the other. Recipients will include all police officers, ambulance workers, choristers, and military personnel working at the coronation. It will also be given to serving emergency workers, prison staff, and members of the armed forces with more than 5 years of service, as well as living recipients of the George Cross or Victoria Cross. The first coronation medal was awarded to mark the accession to the English throne of James I in 1603 and featured a bust of the king in the costume of a Roman emperor. And that's it for the headlines.
Do you think, when like events like this happen, like something to do with royal family and whatever, and like hella police, that's the perfect day to commit a crime? I feel like in my mind, everyone's busy in it. All the police are busy and stuff. So they should be light on their feet.
True.
In their local boroughs.
Yeah, you have a good point, you know.
Look at you.
My criminal mind.
I was about to say, encouraging our criminal listeners to go out and commit crimes.
Can you imagine? But all right, let's get into the topic of the day.
All right, guys. So today's topic of the day, this was a topic that I put in a bit last minute last week, but the guys obviously...
Yeah, we do take a vote. And we voted as well this morning that this should be a light and breezy, quick topic.
Well, too bad. But you know what? To be fair, it might be very kind of lighthearted, you know, kind of. But the question is, do you think respect for women should be taught in schools, or do you feel that should just be left to the parents?
I think it should be left to the parents. I feel like parents need to do a lot of parenting. I think the older I get, I'm realizing how much people have children and don't want to parent them. Like people having kids and not doing the work and expecting a nice polished offspring to come out the end of it. I feel like you should be teaching your kids respect, and then that would then spill over to every area of society that they socialize in. It's definitely for the parents to teach. When you think about it, you don't go to school when you're 2 years old. Do you know what I mean? That the first formative years is with the parents. So get your training on.
Okay, but do you feel like look at sex education, for example. Surely, like, I guess you guys would say the parents should kind of navigate that, right? With the kid. But some parents obviously don't. So maybe that's why the schools have been like, look, let's at least do this to kind of umbrella the situation.
I get why schools do it though. But I also think it's for the parents to have that relationship with their children, to be able to have those conversations.
Do you know what society should have done? Society should have made people do tests, like eligibility tests, to see if you're fit to be a parent. Fit to be a parent test.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because even like with the sex education, like teachers will teach you the biology side of it, like the fallopian tubes and all that kind of stuff that your parents won't. I'm not getting a diagram out to be teaching my kids about sex. I haven't got time for that. Do you know what I mean? But I will teach you like the about sex, about healthy sex, about safe sex, about emotional sex, like about all of that stuff that comes with it. Do you get what I mean? And then teachers, why are you laughing?
Because you said healthy sex.
No, because I was just thinking, like, she's saying, like, I don't want to teach my kids about, like, I'm not going to get out, like,
diagram.
diagrams and do fallopian
Like, when
tubes,
she's pointing.
the proper stuff. But she's saying, oh, but I'll teach them about sex. I was like, oh, like, you just know, like, positions and things, like, you're not even, like...
And this is how you do this? No, imagine. No. But do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like the teachers should get into the biology side of the curriculum side of topics.
And what's the other side? So talk about the emotional, the actual
It's not for the teachers to, but it's not for the teachers to teach my children about healthy sex.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. So you think they should do the educational stuff,
Yeah.
and you should teach them like the fun stuff.
Not even the
necessarily
fun stuff.
Oh yeah, it's fun. If you want to make fun and non-fun, it can be fun. Biology can be fun as well. It's lit learning about sex and stuff in school.
No, but what does that look like? So I'm saying just basically like just how to navigate.
Yeah, but
sex.
I'm teaching like,
Like,
as well the
be
moral
careful
side
who
of
you're
it.
giving your pom pom to, and
Yeah, and like be
Because they're
respectful.
not going to teach you that in
consent,
school.
All that stuff. They don't teach
It's
you that.
more like, okay, you ovulate on these days, and do you know what I mean?
This
All
is
that
it.
it takes this amount of days for sperm to live.
That's
and,
all
do you know what I
sex,
mean? That's
yeah.
your mum. You think my mum even knows that information? Like, do you know what I mean?
Girl.
She ain't coming to tell me that because she doesn't know.
It lives inside you for this many days. Like, I'm not for that. Yeah. So they can teach that side of things, and I would teach the other side of things, the moral side of things, the everyday side of things. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like that's how it should be for everything. Same way with like finances and stuff. Like obviously teachers will teach my kids how to do maths and work out this change and whatever. But I would teach you about why it's important to save, why it's important not to spend money like this, and why. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's so many sides to things, and there is a side for parents to teach their kids stuff of how to navigate life in general. What teachers teach you doesn't help you navigate life generally.
But in a society where we know that loads of parents kind of fail at their role, do we still say, okay, cool, it's still your responsibility if you don't do it?
Nah, because we've got to cater for the kids who aren't.
This is it. So should this be one of those subjects? Remember back in the day, everyone would be like, oh, chivalry is gone, or men used to be chivalrous and all that.
Yeah, but they
type of
don't
stuff,
teach you that stuff in school.
That's what I'm saying, but should they?
I think they should. Etiquette classes. And part of that will be respect for men and women.
Yeah.
they're gonna do that. That's still like gender roles and stuff.
So you feel like it's kind of dangerous. It kind of blurs the lines.
They're not gonna teach you about how you think men should be or whatever. They're not even allowed to call yourself a man. They don't want you to. They don't want you to do all that stuff. So how are they gonna teach you and say, oh, men should
And
be
there's
that?
people
They're gonna
that are
say it's
gonna-
gonna buy into thing, and then there's gonna people say, well, what about me? Because I don't think I'm a man.
That'd be hella classes, you know.
So it doesn't apply to me because
I
all
don't-
this
I think
foolishness.
just
It should
not
be like an
gonna work.
umbrella thing then, just respect for human beings, period. Like, so etiquette classes, and that covers everything. That will have areas of sex as well, so you teach people about consent. That will have having manners and how you should approach people and all that kind of stuff, and just etiquette in general. Unfortunately, you do have to cater for the parents who are not parenting. It's a lot of parents. But, yeah, I think it should be. But it will be like PSHE.
Okay.
You know,
That stupid
that
dead
form time.
class.
Yeah, it would be like that.
That was a
Because I
waste
don't
of
think it's going to be
time.
like a proper subject where they get tested on and stuff like that.
So if, for example, now we're all, got our kids in primary school, year 6 or whatever it may be, right? Year 5, 4, whatever. And they, give us letters saying, look, we want to do this in part of the curriculum. Are you ticking yes for teach my child how to treat women and men? Or are you saying no?
I'm thinking yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
them
gonna
everything.
and I'm gonna still do my part though. I'm not gonna leave
my
it
kids
to the
already,
school.
my kids already know how to respect women and men. Do you get what I mean? So, but yes, absolutely teach them. Because I think sometimes as well with school, when they taught certain things, like I would just have words and just talk to my child. They will bring case studies. They might have someone who comes in to tell them a story. Like I remember when we were learning about what was it? I think it was to do with like drinking and driving or something like that. And I remember an ad about this kid and the dad was like drinking, and every time the dad was a drinker and the kid will always be in the car and notice that dad was a drinker and them getting in a crash.
Yeah.
You remember who was it? Talk to Frank. I remember all Talk to Frank adverts. I also remember when they were trying to stop when kids would jump between carriages on trains. I remember vividly a video where the kid fell in the gap. So now, I mean, to be fair, it did give me PTSD about crossing between carriages for a while. I wasn't able to. But, like, again, all stuff, do you know what I mean? That I feel like there'd be different materials and resources at school that there wouldn't be in my home. I'm not going to Talk to Frank thing out.
So then, what type of things would you say? Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree to this new thing, part of the curriculum. Yeah, but what types of things would you say has to be in there? And certain things, you're like, look, I think this is dangerous.
I think I would only ever feel like I would only opt out of something if I felt like it was too much information for the age that my child is at.
Okay.
If my child is 5 and you want to be teaching them, I don't know, like if it's something that I just think is too advanced for my child's maturity, or I feel like it's going to rob them of their innocence, or I don't want my child exposed to that yet, or it's not something that I've exposed to my child yet for you to then follow up with, that's the only time I'll opt out of stuff. I can't think of anything in particular, but...
Do you feel like it may be dangerous in terms of the potential generalizations, though, of each particular, like, gender? Because, for example, if I ask both of you now, what do women want here? Or would you guys prioritize? You may say similar things, innit? Because you may have had similar experiences as black women, right?
Yeah.
But in school, where you've got Asian women, Chinese,
White women.
the white, everything, yeah? Could that cause some type of confusion? Generalization, maybe, you know what I mean?
No, I feel like if you do your research properly, you can just include everybody. I think it's about research, and I think that's... Because obviously, what is it? The curriculum tends to be Eurocentric. So it just needs to not be. And then everyone's experiences will be involved in that. In the school, you should ideally have different people. You should have Asians. You should have different cultures working in a school, ideally, right? And then you just have each person speak of their experience, what that looks like for me. Because it is true. Like, even as a Nigerian woman, as much as we're black women together, as a Nigerian woman, my experience is different to you being a Ghanaian woman. Do you get what I mean? So you just have to cover as much ground as you can. But that's why it's not just for teachers to do. Because I will learn more about my culture from my home, where my culture comes from. Do you get what I mean? I feel like teachers should be helping and assist or following up on what the parents have already taught, or introducing something that the parents are going to teach, but not be in charge of everything solely. And I think that is the issue. That a lot of parents feel like from when the child starts going to school, like you're the teacher's kid now. Nah, you still have to parent.
True. But I guess in this world where we're seeing loads of cases or allegations or whatever it may be of like trigger warning, misogyny, sexism, all these type of different things, right? I guess this is why people are kind of hoping that at least in schools we can kind of get this information in there, right?
Yeah.
But do you feel like if we kind of have that for women, men can potentially be left out?
Yeah, absolutely. Because men get sexually assaulted and everything as well.
Do you feel like women should be taught how to treat a man as well?
Yeah.
Is it as important?
It's always as important. Because again, the suicide rates with men is alarming.
True.
So it's all important. And that's why I said I think it should just be a thing of respect, period. Consent, because the consent applies to men as well. Like, you need to get a man's consent before you just grab him up and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? But unfortunately, because obviously the way society's been set up, it's like, I guess the guy's a simp if he complains about being grabbed by a woman unprovoked or being lips by a woman unprovoked. Do you get what I mean? But in reality, you have invaded someone's personal space and you have violated somebody. So I feel like it should be taught altogether. Like, in the same way, like sex education, we learned about, I was learning about boys' penises and that's how they work, but not exactly like that. But you get what I mean? Like, in terms of like sperm and all that kind of stuff. And then boys learn about women and periods and stuff like that. So I feel like it should be the same thing.
Also, do you guys feel like, obviously, you know, like we had the whole Black Lives Matter thing campaign, right? Because at least to us, based on the stats, based on just real life, right? If you're not silly, you can see it. Black people's lives are not valued by a majority of the world, right? But there's still white people out there who get treated some type of way by police and all types of other stuff too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you feel as though maybe, according to the stats anyway, because there's heavily more crimes against women, right, from the opposite sex than men from women, right, the focus should be on women though? Because if you're kind of doing the whole same important things, potentially could you not get feminists coming up talking about, wait, why are we wasting resources on the other side? Not necessarily a waste.
I get what you mean.
But you know what I'm saying? Why don't we prioritize this? Because this is where the actual
issue is.
Yeah, it is. And that's the thing. I think it is difficult. And I think more resources should be poured into what is a more pressing matter. But I don't believe that other things should be ignored because of that. Because what we will do then is then tackle all of that against women, but then there'll be a rise.
And also,
against men.
You see how, like, in society today, you can even see, like, some men don't like talking about certain things because there's, like, it's like taboo or, like, it's not taken serious. I feel like if we were to focus solely on women, those things would just heighten. Do you get what I mean? So I guess it's about finding and striking the balance. Obviously not ignoring what's priority, but then like focus on what's priority, but not completely ignoring the other side. That's what I think anyway.
And okay, but like all in all, yeah, do you feel like let me ask you, Mark, yeah. All in all, let's just say they were going to start implementing this whole, teaching how to respect women and this and the third. Yeah, do you think overall it's not as productive as they think it will be? Because a lot of the time, especially with kids, we know they learn from seeing things rather than just hearing and someone telling them to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in school, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like the kids just need to see it. You know what I'm saying? See teachers maybe treat women with respect in a particular way, or their parents, rather than teach them in school.
What's the curriculum for that teaching, how to teach women? What kind of things are they supposed to be?
I'm not too sure. Like, it could just be maybe the whole, like, stuff like consent. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe knowing, I guess, the games and the jokes you maybe play on boys, you don't necessarily do to girls, because some may not like it as much, or, you know what I'm saying? Just being conscious of the fact that we are different. You know what I mean? This is just me making it out, though, because I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm for this anyway, because obviously you said it before, but like it works both ways. I think if the classes should just be, I don't think you should have humanity classes about how to treat people. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, for real, the parents should be able to pick up the slack. Like, you are raising these kids, you know what I'm trying to say? That, so you should be able to raise decent human beings. I don't think you should just go and just make it all about how to treat women and whatnot. Because it's just like what you're saying. Like, what about how to treat men and that? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't think just focusing on it like that, that's not necessarily going to be a good thing.
But if you're seeing stuff in society where, like, sexual abuse, all this type of stuff, rape and all these type of horrible things are happening more and more, right? Do you kind of not see it like, oh, the parents are just failing then? Because obviously something's happening there, you know what I'm saying, where this is just like going up.
Are the rates definitely going up though?
I feel as though people are more aware of the fact that
we are more aware
of
of, and the world's smaller, and we've got like different kind of media outlets, and you can put stuff out there on your phone, so you're gonna hear more stories and that. So maybe it's like it's more like hyper visible in that, but I don't feel like there's more. I don't know, because I don't have the numbers in it, so I don't know. But I don't feel like there's more cases. I feel like the way it sounds and the way people talk and the sentiments towards women and stuff, I feel like there would have been more of that stuff going on in the 80s and that than there is now. I mean, like I said, I ain't got the numbers behind it to prove it, but I don't feel like there's some rise in female abuse or something like that.
But even if there isn't a rise, yeah, let's just say we become more aware of it and more against it, right? One could argue back in the 50s, 60s, it was kind of commonplace. People didn't see it as a bad thing.
Problem,
you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, cool. It may be less, but we see this as a bad thing. So it's kind of more evident. You know what I'm saying? Surely we have to do something about this, because obviously the parents ain't. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. I just don't know. I think the way things get like put out there and perceived, and again, I can't speak because I'm not a woman in it, so I'm not going through certain things. So I don't know what they do, but I think that this perception that things are just worse and like women are just living in struggle, and every time they walk out their house, it's just this and this, that. And I'm saying, like, I don't know if that's really happening in real life. Like, I don't know, like, my real life interactions with people don't seem like that. Like, don't feel like that. I don't know. So again, obviously it must be a thing, because people are saying it, and there's people out there who live like that and who feel like that. And, but like I said, you don't have to tell me. I don't know if there's some big rise in like the conversations and that are about and all that. But I mean, like, in your life, like your friends, your family, your siblings, like, are you noticing that you're just getting treated worse or something like that? Is that
You'd
a
actually
thing?
be surprised. If you have conversations with people, you'd be surprised at how very, very common.
No, but I'm saying, is it getting worse? Because it's not like I'm saying common. It's been common. Like, this is stuff. This stuff, new stuff has been happening from the beginning of time. So, but man is talking like it's getting, like we're going into some kind of pandemic. Like, is it getting worse?
I know that, obviously, with the pandemic, there was a rise in domestic violence cases, because obviously people were at home and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's always been high, so it's always been needed to be tackled. And I think that's what it is. It's a lot of awareness and education about it now. That's why it seems like, oh, is there a rise, is there this? But it's always been an issue that's never really been tackled by anybody. So,
So,
now
but-
it's been highlighted how it's necessary.
Yeah, but
for it to be
it's
tackled.
better now. So because it's being highlighted now, yeah, and because people are so
I wouldn't
vocal
say it's
about it.
better.
No, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, because it's being highlighted, people
Yeah.
are vocal about it. It's a conversation that people need to have. Yeah, it's getting addressed way more than back in the day when it'd be brushed under the table, innit? So what I'm trying to say is because of them conversations and because it's being highlighted, it's seen. Like I'm saying, it's more visible and it's seen as an issue. But in actual fact, in real life, because of we're having the conversations and because people know and because people are highlighted, the actual cases of the issues and that would be lower, if that
don't
makes
think-
sense.
I
There's
feel
more
like, yeah.
conversation, but there's less. Do you get what I mean? What I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I feel like ideally it should be lower, but I don't actually think it would be because I think people have become, because it's been highlighted, people now are better at hiding.
I don't know. I lived through the 90s.
Things.
And again, I don't have the numbers. I'm just going to assume. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. There's more domestic abuse now than there was in the 90s.
Yeah,
The
so it's still-
90s.
Yeah, but it's still.
How? There was no,
Because
because
back then-
like we
no,
said,
but-
if them
okay.
things weren't even frowned
I've got-
upon.
I've got a perfect
They were
example
seen
for
as
you.
no. Like, do you get what I
I've
mean?
got a perfect example for you. So back then, sorry, trigger warning. Back then, rape was not a crime if you're married because that's your wife and it's what happens. Now, and that was not that long ago when rape became a crime. Now it's a crime. So I feel like it's something that it's always been there. Maybe now things have labels to them, and that might make it seem as if is it getting worse. But I don't think
that even speaks to my point. When it wasn't a crime to you to do that to your spouse, it would have been. Now it's a crime. So now there will be less cases of it.
But then no. So what I'm getting is because it wasn't a crime back then, yeah, it wasn't reported.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So if you're looking at stats, the stats are going to be lower because there's less things to report, right? Because it's not seen as a crime. Whereas now, like even like revenge porn, all of that stuff, yeah,
It's a crime
they're all
now.
crimes now. So before, if you're looking at stats of these things before, they wouldn't be recorded. Whereas now, because
I get what you're saying, but
so
not
now
even. Not even
it's gonna be more because now
Yeah.
it's all being reported.
Yeah.
No, but forget the stats. I get what you're saying. You can't compare the stats because they wouldn't have been thinged yet. But now it's actual crime. So even though you
you're saying
can't,
people are going to be more mindful.
even
how
though
they
you
move.
can't compare the
That's the
stats,
thing,
I'm
they're
saying
not.
man are not doing it now.
They are.
No, less because it's a crime.
Nah, they're better at hiding it. That's what I'm trying to say. Because when you think about even the attitudes to like these conversations and stuff, some boys are like, oh, people are just sensitive now today. Do you know what I mean? Like there's different attitudes to where it's not a thing where now it's a crime. Now with legally it's legally a crime now, and everyone's like, do you know what? Yeah, you're right. Everyone's on board with it. Everyone's seen it level-headedly. People are not, because when you think about it, we still are getting things in real time that's happening. I don't personally have the stats about whether it's high or low or whatever, but really and truly, there would not be this much noise if it was dropping. We'd be celebrating the little wins, but we're not.
What I'm trying to say is, yeah, let's just say me, just like revenge porn, yeah, and all that kind of stuff, yeah, sending around someone's nudes to try and highlight it and try and think, yeah. So what you're saying is, back in the day, if that wasn't even a crime, there's no numbers to compare it to because it was happening, it wasn't being reported on that, and I get that sense of it, yeah. But I'm saying now, yeah, it is actually a crime, innit? So forget whether it's being reported or not. It's a crime, so because it's a crime, there's going to be less of it going on. Anyway, it wasn't a crime before, so there'll be more of it going on. Forget the reporting of it because it wasn't illegal, but now it's actually a crime. They're going to be less of it. They're not going to do it because they know there's repercussions for it.
No, but people are. That's the problem. Because just because everyone knows stealing is a crime. You say me there's no thieves in the street no more because everyone knows stealing is a crime. No, of course not.
But
That's
But
what
no,
you're
but our
saying.
crime
No,
figures,
that's not.
going
No, it will
down.
come down though. Like
Our crime figures going down.
I don't have. That's what I said. I don't have the numbers in it.
I don't know.
I guess he's saying people are going to be more wary of it. You're saying people are going to be more wary of it. Doesn't mean that their mindset has changed.
This is it. And so they're still
People
going to
are
do
there.
it.
Not
Just
necessarily
hide it.
still going to do it because there's
Yeah.
some people that they just know they can't do it anymore. Like,
you get what I'm
to
saying?
the extent they was
They
doing
can't.
it.
But that number is so-
back
that's
in
what I'm trying to say
it's
to you
two
guys,
different things.
yeah.
Back in the day, it wasn't a problem or it wasn't seen as illegal. So it's not being documented. So there's not numbers of things in it. All right, cool. But now people know
Yeah, it's like even if
it's
you wanted
illegal.
to.
Even if you wanted to, they know now
can't.
it's illegal. So you're gonna have less.
No, because something being labelled as illegal is not an automatic deterrent. It's not an automatic deterrent. People know that if you carry a knife and you get caught, it's illegal. If you have drugs on you and you get caught, it's illegal. That has not deterred people from doing that. So when it comes to like other crimes, I don't see how, because you know now that rape is a crime, you're gonna rape less. You're still if you're someone who does that, you're still going to do that. I actually think that because people know that it's a crime and there's like this social shaming that comes with it, people are now more, they just hide it better. So you wouldn't brag and say things out loud like you usually would and just be as outlandish. Look at even, okay, let me bring it down to something trivial, right? Look at like colorism online. How many people get exposed? People know that socially you can't say these things anymore. Has that made them not be colorists anymore? No. Now they're colorists in their group chat. So when private stories and private things get leaked, it's still the same people. It's just
That's
people
still
are better
personal though. It's not
at
illegal
their
to be
way.
colorist. Like,
No, but that's the thing. But then legal, like something being illegal has never been a deterrent. Something being labelled as illegal has never just automatically brought the numbers down. I don't know the numbers, but the police are not arresting less
I feel like
drug
it's like with
because
anything.
it's
It could be like murder. People are still being murdered at a thingy rate. But at a point, when murder wasn't a crime like that, there would be more of it. There was
never not a
facts. The second you got jeopardy
King
there, you
Edward
say
in there.
actually if you do this, you can get in trouble for it. It's gonna cut out a massive percentage of people who don't want to take that risk. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like I said, I don't have the numbers there and that, but the way these conversations happen, it speaks to like there's like we're going through something and there's a rise in all of this stuff. And I'm just asking, I'm not even saying it's not, because I'm just asking, is that actually what's happening? Or are we just having more conversations? You know what I'm trying to say? Are we just more open and honest with the conversations, with the things that are happening? Or is this actually a problem? Is there a rise in these numbers, in abuse, in harassment, in rape? Is it rising? Is it going crazy? Is it that the worst has ever been? Like, this is what I'm asking, because that's the way it's being packaged. And I'm saying, in my mind, I would assume it's down.
Do you know, I think it's going to take a while to be able to assess that the stats, considering like now the attitudes to it is very different. So I feel like right now it's going to be difficult to gauge whether it's going up or down, because not that this is the introduction of the attitudes, but when I think about growing up, the way abuse and all that stuff is seen now was not how it was seen when I was growing up. So I feel like it's when I'm like maybe 10 years or even 5 years maybe from now is when we can then gauge whether it's gone down or not. I do think we're having more conversations, but I think more conversations sadly is not equating to less numbers. But again, I don't have the numbers, but just from conversations that I see around me, that I'm having friends and all that kind of stuff, I'm not hearing these cases less because there's more knowledge out there. I'm still hearing it as much as I've been hearing it all the time.
I've witnessed abuse in like arguments like between men and women, like arguments like in clubs, in their household, domestic thing. I've witnessed women getting hit before, I've seen it, That's all back in the day stuff. If I think about it now, when was the last time I saw a woman get hit in public? Like, what? No one ain't doing that.
But then you don't think they're doing behind closed doors?
No, but I'm saying behind closed doors. I've watched my brothers in relationships. I'm saying even now, man, I've got the wherewithal to know that that's not happening. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. You're proving my point. People are aware that it's not socially acceptable anymore, so they are hiding it. You will not be fighting on the streets. However, when we get home, people will. That's why I said when COVID happened. I'm so sorry, Cola. When COVID, when we were in lockdown, the stats for domestic violence was mad. The government had to do something because, again, it was crazy. So it's not. So all these conversations is not automatically changing attitudes. It's not resulting in. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but are things worse though?
Do you know we're not going to know until we get stats? Because I feel like that's the main point, right? But until we get stats, we're not going to have that answer.
No, but
I just think we can't assume that it's going to be less. Or I'm not assuming it's more, and I'm not assuming it's less. But what I'm saying is that what I'm hearing is that it's just been the same. For me, the stats in my head is probably the same. I can't say that it's definitely gone lower. I'm not going to assume that it's gone lower or higher, but I'm still hearing of experiences the way I was hearing of experiences before socially it was unacceptable to do certain things.
But it can't go higher. It can only go lower or stay the same.
Why couldn't it go higher?
If it becomes illegal, then it's not going to go higher, theoretically. It's just going to either stay the same or go lower.
It can definitely go higher,
But like I said, domestic abuse during COVID.
But why not higher?
Okay, it's a situation like that,
All right, caller, good morning.
Hello.
It's Davina.
Seriously, that's skewed. Everything went up. Divorce rates went up. Pregnancy rates went up. We was together locked in the house every single day. So them stats are a bit skewed. It's
Yeah,
not
but
fair.
pregnancy and domestic violence is not linked.
No, I'm saying, but the links between men. I'm saying everything got inflated.
Between men and women.
Yeah,
Because
everything
we're
got
just-
inflated.
yeah.
So it's hard to use that and say, oh, because that's not, because the second you let everybody else back out into the world and we open up, things went back to normal. It's heightened times. I'm not saying it's not wrong or right. I'm just saying it's hard to use that. And I don't know if it's fair to use that. That was a crazy time in our life. You get what I'm trying to say? And obviously you don't eradicate all them stuff ain't eradicated. Men and women there's still stuff going on. It didn't just disappear in it, but we got all lumped into each other and we had to deal with that and things. So all the numbers that came out of that, I don't know if it's fair to just look at it like that and use that as an example as anything, because that was a crazy time. I don't know. That's what I think.
Morning caller.
Morning. I see what you're saying, Marks, about it was a crazy time, but why it seemed like it was happening more chance to escape it, whereas then you had no choice to escape it because you had to stay there. Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably some people that probably didn't act on it before that time and they acted on certain things then, but that's not what I was calling about. It's to do with this still. But a perfect example of things still happening is I was dating somebody and, we both said, oh, we won't have sex, not interested in sex right now because we're just both not on it. Said it multiple times. When we linked up one time, still said it then, made it very clear. Kissing and stuff, his hands were all over the place, but that's how he was kissing. But then hands is moving in other places, this and that. In the end, my man's hands were down in the lower regions and stuff. When I'm saying what you're doing, there's no response. Just face is just blank. Asking bare questions. And so he continued, when he's finished doing what he's doing, starts unbuckling trousers. I'm like, no, I can't. And he's like, oh, but I'm not going to have sex. This is the thing, just because you don't insert a penis inside something, it's still a sexual act. So that was sexual assault. But people won't see that as sexual assault. And now because it's not like a penis inserting in something, there's not much that can be done about that. So saying it to the police, well, in the end, I didn't even say it straight away because the way it happened, I was like, I don't even know, like, was this my fault? Was it assault? Was it not? Like, you question yourself. Didn't say anything for a while. And then in the end, I told the police. The girl, it was a female officer. She was basically like, well, why did you let me in? Why this? Questioning me. And then at the end was like, but it's not your fault doing the typical tick box, let me say this to make you feel better crap. And in the end, they couldn't do anything. Now, I knew it wouldn't go further because it wasn't actual rape, it wasn't actual this, but it still was assault and it still made me feel a certain way. Now, that person, deep down, he knew what he did was wrong because he scarpered when he seen that I was scared because I was kind of, the way he unbuckled his trousers like he was going to pull his thing out and I was like, no. And he's like, oh, but I'm not going to have sex. So I said, yeah, but that's triggering. And then he rushed out the door. So he knew what he did was wrong, but he tried to make out that he wasn't going to do anything, that he was fine. And so this is perfect proof of this happening now. This is recent. Do you get what I mean? And people do it all the time. They say the right things to make you feel like, oh no, I'm respectful and I'm this and I'm not going to do anything. And he will turn around and say, well, I'm not a rapist and I'm not this and that. But that could have led to rape and that is still assault. But who would know that? Do you get what I mean? And you can't really, you can report it, but it's not really going to go anywhere. All that will happen is that will be on file.
That's it.
That's it. So, I'm just saying that look, these sorts of things are happening all the time. So those won't be in the statistics really because it's not enough to put on statistics because it's not gone to court. It's not, you get what I mean? He hasn't been arrested.
Well. Yeah.
Exactly. But it still is a crime and it still is assault.
Yeah.
Because I didn't ask him, I kept asking, I kept trying to stop. Like, you know what I mean? It still was against my will. There was no proper consent to it. And these sorts of things are happening all the time. It can happen the other way around as well, women doing it to men. So there still does need to be education in this, and these sorts of ones I think can be done at home and at school, because the schools can touch on it in terms of making sure we understand each other, but also at home you need to say it because of stuff like this, because you can get into a bit more detail at home. Like, you don't really want to. No one wants to have these conversations, but by not having these conversations, these things are happening. These things are escalating. I hear boys talk. I hear girls talk, and it's dangerous right now. People aren't understanding how consent works. People aren't understanding the levels. Like, there's a lot of misconception out there. I hear people talking all the time. So. And some people are scared to have the conversations with the youngers. They're like, I don't really want to talk to my child about this. Or when you're a teenager, you don't want to hear older people talking about sex and all them things. So you try and avoid it. Like, no, I don't want to talk about it. So it gets avoided. So unless you've got a good relationship, like a certain type of relationship where you two can talk about those things, most families don't. So I can see why schools have to kind of intervene in a sense, because there's a lot of families that ain't going to have those discussions. We all know about, like, with a lot of Asian families where they are not touching those subjects, but yet girls are going out there and, going through back doors because they want to be classed as a virgin. So it's like something has to be done, and there's not that many like community centres and stuff and places for people to go where they can have the conversations there, because a lot of the centres closed down and all them things. But I'm just saying that these things are still happening. I also sent some pictures to Brent about consent, and they put it in a different way with different kind of subjects. So when you look at it on those things, you would not expect it to be. I can't explain it. If Brent can show the pictures, it will make a bit more sense. But
sorry to cut you. So what you're saying in your situation, are you saying what happened to you was non-consensual?
Yeah, it was non-consensual. The kissing was, but not the touching and stuff. No.
And like when what was he touching? Like over your clothes, or like under your clothes, or something?
No. Undone the trousers, everything.
Okay.
Do you know what what you've been saying actually made me think as well? Because I think it definitely is important for schools to teach it. Because when you think about the different attitudes that people have, you actually can't leave it up to parents to be the only ones to teach it. Because some people don't believe in consent and stuff like that. So you're going to be out here teaching your little kid the same crazy ideas that you have, and your kid is going to go into the world, well, my daddy and mummy said it's fine. But really, so that's why you actually need the schools to regulate that kids are being taught sensible things that will actually help them in society. When I think about it, actually,
I think it's also because like some people just don't know. I think some people just don't know.
Yeah,
some people don't know, but also some people, when you don't tell them, they're in denial and they want to hold on to the times past. But okay, you know now, it is there. That is. But thank you for calling and sharing your. Sorry, apologies if that was triggering for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the call.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, like with any of that stuff, I think it just boils down to the simple stuff, just like no means no, and obviously there's lines that are blurry, because when she first told the story, obviously it's a lot, and she didn't get too graphic. But when she first told the story, that's why I had to ask her the question, because when she first told the story, I was thinking I didn't hear where the I didn't hear where the assault was. Like, you said you can kiss him. He said he didn't want to have sex. He didn't. Okay, when he tried to take his things out, he got a bit too ahead of himself. He told him no, and he scarpered. I was thinking, I don't get it, because people kiss with their hands and stuff all the time. If I'm kissing you and then you're allowing me to touch you up and all that, but you was kissing me at the same time, to turn around and tell me I assaulted you would be unfair. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, so that's why I needed a bit more context to the situation. And it's like, if you're putting your hands down someone's jeans and touching their personal, private things, and they're telling you they're not on all that, that's it. There's no grey area there. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
and I think that's people struggle with that as well. People don't understand that you can give consent, but then you can also withdraw it. And some people don't understand that you can withdraw it. For them, you already gave me consent. Okay, but now I'm saying, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. And some people just don't understand. They don't understand that. Well, you already said but you said that's great. But what I'm saying now is this, and I think that's what it is. It's about what is that person saying now. But yeah, it needs to be taught. I think it needs to be taught at home in school, everywhere, in church, mosque, wherever you go, everywhere, man. Because
there's nothing wrong with doubling down on it.
This is
If it is taught and it's at home, then it's doubling down on it. If it's not, then the school's still gonna enforce it. So it's still there's nothing wrong. It's just extra education.
It's a lot.
Because I think it's clear that obviously, I think both sexes or all the sexes, whatever it is, yeah. Sorry for the arrow. But basically,
You can go to bed and no shit. Where could you go?
sorry. But basically, everyone basically has like different ideas of what assault is, what consent is, what this is, and you know what I'm saying. So I think having that universal thingy is key, man. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like,
there's certain things in school that we all learn that we just all know as a standard. I can't think of. I don't know if everyone did PSHE, or like, well, at least we all learned like sex education in year 7, or at least the reproductive systems. Like everyone learned that in year 7. That's just a standard. So if they can make a standard, say we're going to teach these, added to curriculum to teach general mutual respect and everything, and consent and everything. But in my PSHE, we had the consent thing.
okay, that's good.
Yeah. So
That's really good.
but I know not all schools do the PSHE.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, it needs to be. It's definitely something that should be taught, man. Because it's not it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for topic of the day.
All right, thank you. Let's get into our next headlines. Them two.
Oh, is it?
Mum and dad are leaving.
Yeah. Okay, so next headline. According to correspondence seen by the BBC, Police Scotland is planning to introduce a new clean-shaven policy for frontline officers. This guy.
The girlfriends are punching the air right now.
It means hundreds of officers will have to shave off their beards and moustaches by the end of the month.
That's part of the power, you know. Part of the
Why?
look.
Why?
Part of the aesthetics.
For the look.
But who knows? Well, I'll get into it. 4 are understood to be taking legal action in relation to the policy. Police Scotland said it was necessary so officers and staff could wear protective FFP3 masks, which require users to be clean-shaven. The policy, which also covers civilian staff in frontline roles, has been approved by the Chief Constable and is due to be introduced on the 29th of May. During the COVID pandemic, police officers were fitted with a specialist mask designed to protect them from the virus. So basically, it's just down to protection. So if certain masks can't go around the beard and stuff.
Wait, did you say only facial?
Yeah.
Okay, not hair as well.
No, just the facials. Yeah. Next headline. According to the boss of a private healthcare firm, Bupa, governments and healthcare bodies around the world have not learned the lessons from COVID-19 and are not ready for another pandemic. Inaki Irono said that we might face another pandemic soon. He was talking to the BBC and he said hospitals must be ready to treat infected and non-infected people separately. In the UK, the unprecedented number of hospital admissions caused by COVID-19 caused the NHS and put the NHS under severe strain. He also said that the main question is, have we all around the world learned a lot so that next time we are ready? My belief is that we are not, and that this is not the case. Countries need to consider how to minimize disruption to routine healthcare in any future pandemic. He also said, when pointing to pregnant women and cancer patients, that there's something that this is something that cannot happen again. We cannot stop the normal delivery of healthcare to people that need us. The planning was not good. We cannot empty the hospitals and clinics just for a disease like COVID and allow people who are going through very severe episodes to stay at home. For those who are unaware, Bupa offers private healthcare insurance to 24 million people globally. It has 82,000 employees and has a turnover of £14 billion last year. And the last headline, remember yesterday we were talking about, trigger warning here, guys. We're talking about a mass shooting with a 13-year-old in Serbia. Well, several people, unfortunately, have been killed and at least 10 injured in a second mass shooting in Serbia in as many days. The gunman reportedly fired an automatic weapon from a moving vehicle near a village 60 kilometers, south of Belgrade. Unconfirmed reports say that the perpetrator is still on the run. Earlier this week, like I just mentioned, a teenager killed 8 students at a school in Belgrade in the worst mass shooting to occur in Serbia in years. On Friday morning, Serbian media said that special police forces had arrived at the villages of Imlandovic and Dubona, where the latest massacre occurred. Photos from the scene show police officers stopping cars at checkpoints as they tried to locate the gunman. A helicopter, drones, and multiple police patrols also searched for the suspects in the area around Dibona. Reports on local media say that a 20-year-old man started firing at people with an automatic weapon after having an argument with a police officer in a park in Dibona on Thursday evening. The man is then said to have proceeded to shoot people from a car, killing at least 8 people and wounding many more. That's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into Word on Road. I don't have much for you guys today, but Ed Sheeran won his case.
Love that for him.
I'm so happy for him because I was not ready for the man to give up some music.
Do you think he actually would have?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably would.
it would have. I think it would have. You can't say something like that in court on a jury. I came on here talking about Word on Road and then you don't quit. I'm gonna hold you to it. Make me look stupid. I'm gonna hold you to that quitting. But yeah, so as we said, so the co-writer of the song. So basically, the lawsuit was filed by Ed Townsend, who is a co-writer of the Marvin Gaye song, I believe. And yeah, he basically said that Ed Sheeran kind of ripped off Let's Get It On in his Thinking Out Loud song. The song is so beautiful. As in Thinking Out Loud is beautiful. Yeah, but Ed he was just he was not found guilty, and it was a unanimous vote with the jury, which is really, really good. And he said he was very happy to have won his case and that he didn't have to retire from his day job after all. It's cute. Yeah, and also, I'm just happy about all in all, to be honest. I can't remember to get into it. But yeah, he's happy, I'm happy, and it's all good. And then also, I want to talk about Doja Cat. So basically, Anna Wintour had an interview a while ago with Oprah's best friend, Gail. That's it. And she basically said about, I think Gail must have asked her, like, what is it someone can do that will get them banned from the Met Gala or whatever? And then they basically said smoking. And Doja Cat, obviously, who was a cat when she went to Met Gala over the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so, I actually liked it, you know. I thought it was so funny.
She's too weird, man.
It was so funny. I like the fact that, because I feel like she does things because she's disassociated herself with what people think a celebrity should be and like that whole stan culture. She does not care.
Do you know what it is? She's so bizarre to me. Like, I've seen her say stuff like she wants to change like her features. Like she wants to become like, not an animal,
Like
but
feline.
Yeah, you can tell she's...
It will suit her though.
It's good for her.
She will look really... I saw something. Oh no, I think it's a tattoo she got. But yeah, this is how much research I do for Word on Road. And I've been seeing all sorts of foolishness. Some about her tattoo. But yeah, but I feel like it will suit her. Because that costume actually looked nice with like, it was on brand for her face.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically, so she was on the carpet, right? She was at the Met Gala basically vaping. And obviously she had to have throat surgery as well last year. So fans were like, oh, you cancelled shows because you had to have throat surgery.
But no,
and here you go, here you go vaping. But then also people are basically speculating about whether or not she's going to get banned. I don't think she will, man. It's not. I think this is just. Yeah. I don't think she'll get banned. I don't see what anyone could possibly do. Well, unless you're Jason Derulo, but I don't see what anyone could possibly do to get them banned from the Met Gala.
Do you say unless you're Jason Derulo?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. He fell down the stairs. Shouldn't have done that.
He
Did they
fell
ban
down
him
the
after
stairs.
No, I don't know if they banned him after that. But it's Jason Derulo. I'm banning him from everything.
Yeah, he actually
I'm
just...
banning him from everything.
If there's one person that
He
gives
makes
me the
sick.
ick, if there's one person that gives me the ick in life, it's
He's the walking ick, you
Why
know.
is
Jason
that, though?
Derulo. Oh,
It's
he's
just
just
everything. Do you know what I think about? I think about lockdown, yeah. And he
Oh
used
my
to
God,
do
the
a little
TikToks.
little tussle. Oh, it makes me
He
sick.
actually gives me the biggest
Oh!
ick ever.
That makes me
Like,
sick.
oh no.
Yeah, him dancing and stuff.
That-
No, but
no,
at one point
man.
he was the guy though, no?
Huh?
Now, at one point, yeah,
At one point he was the guy.
yeah, what you say times.
He actually is always giving me the ick, but
He gives me the ick,
lockdown
man.
was extreme. It was heightened. I
It was
just
cheap,
thought,
but he made money though. Like
Yeah, he
he's
probably
popping up, like he's rich from all of that stuff. And I didn't like how we treated Jordan Sparks.
neither
but,
did I, but yeah.
you know, apart from that, but yeah, I'd ban him from everything, man. But he ain't been back. I haven't seen him be back there. How can you fall down the stairs like that? It's such a major event. That's so embarrassing.
Topper.
But them carpets look slippery because you know, basically, you know when you're going up the stairs, yeah. If it's carpeted, don't you think it needs to be tucked in a little bit?
Yeah.
You know those ones that feel like you could just like it's not tucked in between the steps. So really and truly, you can slip and slide.
Falling down the
Yeah,
stairs
because
is
he
probably
probably
one
had
of the
them new
most
dress shoes
embarrassing
on,
things.
man.
That's the thing. He had them
He had them new
slippery
dress
ass.
shoes on. He didn't even walk
See?
onto the concrete.
Michael
so
Jackson
there's
joints.
See?
No
grip.
There's no grip yet.
No
You got to
grip,
walk onto the
nothing.
concrete and mash up the hill. You can't put them new dress
You
shoes
gotta
on
put some
carpet.
friction on it first.
Yeah, you can't put new
That's
dress shoes
true.
on carpet. That's crazy.
I have seen men, yeah. Sorry. I have seen men suited and booted up, yeah, with them new ass shoes,
Them things are slippery still.
I'm so
trying to
done.
like not lose composure because they're slipping and sliding everywhere. It looks so childish. It's like men on scooters. It's so funny.
I'm done.
It's just hilarious. But yeah, man, I don't think she's gonna get banned. I feel like cause I feel like with Met Gala, obviously it's about fashion and whatever. You need to have some people that will do that. They will cross that fashion line or whatever else. But big up Doja Cat, man. I'm here for it. And that is all for me today. There's not much just going on in the streets. Hopefully next week Tuesday we'll have more. But let's get into People's Journal.
Regarding the ruler thing, I don't think he fell along the stairs. I think that was a meme that was going around.
A meme of him falling downstairs.
It
I saw it. Did he tumble?
says no, that was what was going around at Met Gala, but it was fake. I think 2011 at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh.
Yeah, so they just kind of copied it over.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great editing. Big up whoever did that. That would have been AI. Sick. Love that. Yeah, big up Jason Derulo, man, wherever he is. Do you know what's so funny? Sorry, yeah. The funniest person is Dottie from, I think she's at Apple now. She's a radio presenter. She was at One Extra Time, yeah.
The rapper.
No.
The
Was she a rapper?
She's the rapper.
Yeah, she used to rap.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah.
It's for my time. But yeah, so the way she talks about Jason Derulo is so funny. Like, she gets so pissed off about what he does. And I remember when she had to interview him, she was like, I'll be honest, I really like you.
Well, damn.
Imagine.
But it was just so funny. It's honestly one of my favorite interviews of hers. But anyway, you can check on YouTube or Instagram, something. But yeah, People's Journal, please.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. I've only got 4 things to talk about today. Yeah? First thing is, Nationwide has come out and they've said that UK house prices rose by 0.5% in April, man, after 7 consecutive months of prices falling. Economists obviously have been saying, well, they're expecting average prices to kind of decrease like during the month as well. But yeah, according to Nationwide, prices in April anyway rose by 0.5%. They've been falling since August last year after Liz Truss's mini budget. I'm going to call it Liz Truss and not Kwesi Kwarteng's. But yeah, basically after her thing kind of messed up the financial markets and all that and drove up the cost of borrowing and all that type of stuff. Prices just continue to go down. But it seems like in April anyway, it could be an anomaly, who knows? But yeah, it's been up by 0.5%. Also, the other day we were talking about the US central bank potentially raising their interest rates, and everyone kind of knew it was going to come basically. But anyway, they've done it now. They've raised the interest rates to the highest level it's been in 16 years as they're trying to stabilize prices, curb inflation, things of that nature, right? They've only increased it by 0.25%, but still, this is the 10th hike in 14 months. You know what I'm saying? If you compare this to last year, March, it was almost at near 0%. Now it's 5.25%, up from 5%. They also kind of the Fed hinted that the rise may be the last one for now. So hopefully they feel like this will do the trick to kind of curb it. And hopefully by the end of the year, everything should kind of decrease and get back to manageable numbers. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment, they have just put it up by 0.25%. Next thing, what networks are you guys with on your phones?
O2.
Everyone O2? Mark,
T-Mobile, I think.
what was it?
You mean
What's this thing called?
Huh?
ID Mobile.
T-Mobile ain't existed for years.
Say that.
Same thing, man. But,
One to one.
yeah, all of that.
One-to-one.
Same thing.
Were you on?
ID Mobile.
Who?
ID Mobile.
Is it
Oh, you're
American?
American.
Sorry, Yankee.
No.
No, Yankee.
Sorry, Yankee. Sorry.
That's my UK phone. My UK phone, ID Mobile.
Who's ID Mobile?
I can't remember who the carrier is, but it's just one of those.
Extra ones.
Just one of those.
But some of them be like under Sky and like under other, like the baby
Tesco.
companies under someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tesco and that.
No, I mean like because so basically some companies, say like O2 would have like a baby company. So it'd be like under them. I think like
Okay,
GiftGaff is
They're still
under
using someone's
EE or something.
Someone's coverage.
Yeah.
Okay,
So like
got
it's
it.
just yeah. What are you on?
EE.
Yeah. Like an EE man.
Well, Virgin Media, you know they kind of linked up with O2 recently.
Yeah.
So-
What's it called? Volt.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Don't listen to me. I think so.
I thought it was just Virgin Media O2.
That's long. Who knows got time to say that? Volt is better. They should have used my idea.
Well, they basically come out and accused all the other mobile operators, of basically extorting the people, man.
I don't need to shut up. Their signal is dead. I don't see how you can hear from outside the club. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're basically saying that why is it that when you've bought your new phone, which you're obviously paying for the phone and you're paying for your time and all that type of stuff, that when your contract's done, your price still stays the same.
Yeah, 'cause
Obviously, you got to call up and
Yeah, I
then
was
kind of
gonna say,
negotiate
yeah.
it down.
Wait,
right?
what do you say, sorry?
They're basically saying that why is it that when you buy your new phone, you've got your phone and you're also getting like obviously the network coverage, the texts, the data and all them type of things there, but you got it for like, let's say 24 months, or 36 months, whatever it may be. When your contract's done, you're still paying the same thing. Why are you still paying for your phone?
You're not.
You're not.
You're not supposed to.
You're not.
But that's obviously if you basically call them up and say,
No,
look,
not really.
No, you
I'm
can
with,
call-
I'm
when
with
you-
O2.
When you call, because this is what they do to keep you thinking, you're supposed to, instead of paying for this nonsense shit, when you're due your upgrade, you're supposed to get your upgrade, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll re you up. You get a new phone, so you start paying for the new phone and
Yeah.
you start paying the thing, innit? But you don't have to do that. And when your contract goes, it takes you off, you're not on the line rental, you're on like a rolling contract, it's like month to month, whatever. But you can, once that's done, and you don't have to opt into that, you can come out of that. Like, I don't pay for my phone and shit no more. My blind rental's like
Simone.
20
Yeah.
something
That's
pounds
like
a
mine.
month.
That's like mine.
But do you know,
But then you
with
have to call
O2,
them.
no, but with O2,
I would have. I
I'm
think I
gonna
would. I
say,
would have to
yeah.
phone them and.
Yeah.
No,
No, because
with
no,
O2
I just
you
refuse. I
don't
just
have to do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you have
actually, you don't have
to.
to
No,
know.
so with
'cause they break
O2,
it
the
down.
way you pay your bill, they split it anyway.
Yeah.
So you get told your phone contract is this much and your line rent was this much.
Exactly.
Once
Yeah.
you've paid off your thing, that's it.
Exactly.
You get told you've paid off your phone and this is currently your
Yeah.
whatever you're paying. And sometimes you going on a SIM only is probably cheaper than your phone contract. So if you don't like the price, you can obviously call and change it. But generally speaking, they won't carry you on. Like it's you're billed separately.
Exactly.
With O2.
Yeah, so you're agreeing with them.
What do you
No,
mean?
we're not.
This is Virgin Media O2.
No, because O2, what O2 do, you got the device plan.
Yeah,
You got an airtime plan.
yeah.
No, that's
when
what I'm saying.
when you're done paying your device plan, you're
It's
just
done.
paying airtime.
It's- yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So what do you
But
mean?
But other networks don't do that.
Oh no, yeah.
That's
So
what
we're
they
Oh,
say.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
we're
yeah.
You know,
saying.
I just keep hearing Virgin Media.
So-
I
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
O2
yeah,
involved.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's
So
what
they're
I'm
speaking
saying.
sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know O2 were part of
Yeah,
Virgin
EE
Media.
are thieves
Yeah.
anyway. I know how people do. Allegedly. Actually, no, it's not alleged. It's my experience.
But yeah, this is what they're saying, isn't it? Obviously, a lot of people are saying, O2 and that, they're lying, in it. It's misleading, the claims. But like you guys have said, EE and Vodafone, these guys don't change anything.
I've literally
They
been on
built
SIM
everything
only for
together.
time though. And I just buy my phone separately
Okay.
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
the
it's
same
cheaper,
thing
innit?
really, and your phones are cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, this is basically them not coming out. So hopefully, who knows? Maybe some of the backlash will cause
Oh,
the
so they're
other,
snitching.
basically,
I
or
need
trying
a-
to get
I
everyone
need-
to come to their minute.
I need a Vodafone link though, so if anyone knows anyone
So
that works at
Vodafone's signal is.
No. I
Girl, you're
need.
getting 2G.
No, I need
She
it,
has a
man.
reason.
Nah, I do, but I need it.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, the last thing I want to talk about is basically Jamaica, man, and the Jamaican government were talking to Sky News, and they basically said, obviously, the British government, the monarchy, they're racist and this, that, and the third, and that this king's coronation is basically accelerating the plans for a Jamaican republic. So they will no longer be saying "God save the king" and all them type of things there, like a lot of other nations. They're trying to be a complete separate entity. So yeah, man.
How do you feel about that Jamaican correspondent?
I ain't got no king, so
Except Jesus.
except Jesus. So
Until Jesus tells him what to do. We got to talk about that. So what are they going to be singing then? God save
I
what?
don't know. They're doing their own thing.
That's good. I love that, man.
real independence, you get me?
That is, boy. It's a word, boy.
You might get vibes to write something. You know?
Oh wow,
Do you know if he why is he not out yet?
isn't he in for murder?
Yeah, but I feel like he's so well respected, and people talk about him like he's their king. Can't you do some shaking
He
and
killed someone though, innit?
that's good
blatantly.
though. Because
So.
Nigeria boy, he would not have gone in.
No, to be facts.
Mate.
The way money talks in Africa is jokes, you know.
It's disgusting.
Like it's so funny because when I went to Ghana, we were talking about it, yeah, and I was like, my friend was like, but this is why we don't thrive, and I was like, I know it's a gift and a curse because I like the fact that I can buy my way around, like if needs be, right? Yeah. So when it suits me, it's great. When it doesn't, that's when I'm like throwing a tantrum. Yep. But it's nuts, literally.
Proper crazy.
Yeah, man. The senior Jamaican government minister, basically, like I said, was speaking to Sky News and said that the coronation has accelerated the country's plans to become a republic as soon as next year.
Sick.
Yeah, man. Apparently, they're planning an urgent referendum, which could be held as soon as early 2024, man. Which means Jamaica could become independent of the British monarchy and have its own president by next year. So yeah, good for them. Good for them.
Nice, sick.
And that's it for the People's Journal.
Thank you. Let's get into our next headlines.
All right, so these next headlines take us to Africa. And the first one, President Joe Biden has issued an executive order authorizing sanctions against Sudan, saying the fighting must end. Biden called the violence a tragedy and the betrayal of the Sudanese people. You know, they like to put their hands into things that don't concern them and then start demonizing and criminalizing everybody there. But he said the violence in Sudan was an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States. Earlier, the director of the National Intelligence, Avril Haines, told a U.S. Senate committee that the conflict was likely to be protracted, as both sides believed that they could win militarily and had few incentives to negotiate. The latest ceasefire has failed to hold, with heavy fighting continuing in the capital, Khartoum. The World Food Programme has estimated that more than $13 million worth of food destined for Sudan had been looted since the fighting broke out last month. Imagine. But yeah, man, the WFP, which is the World Food Programme, said pillaging in the country was rampant. And the UN's children's agency, UNICEF, warned the situation was teetering toward catastrophe, with youngsters increasingly caught in the crossfire. Sad. Next headline takes us to Morocco, where a new social media campaign has been launched to highlight violations of women's rights. The campaign, which comes as the country considers judicial reforms, features 8 female Moroccan celebrities recounting the experiences of women who had been victims, trigger warning guys, of rape, forced marriages and discrimination of inheritance. A coalition of feminist groups is due to publish a report next week on what it says are discriminatory laws against women in Morocco. The Justice Minister has recently spoken out in favour of greater personal freedoms, saying that legislative reform is being finalised. Hopefully something really materialises there. And the last headline takes us to Mozambique, where the Japanese Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, says that his country is ready to assist Mozambique in the fight against terrorism. The Japanese PM is visiting Mozambique as part of his 6-day tour that took him to 3 other African countries, Ghana, Kenya, and Egypt. He said Japan was interested in financing the fight against terrorism in northern Cabo Delgado province, which would allow Japanese companies that are part of the consortiums exploiting natural gas in the Rovuma Basin to operate in a safe environment. Obviously, we know they ain't going to go over there unless there's some real benefit for them. But this is what's happening. The province in the north has been besieged by an Islamic militant insurgency for years. Mr. Kishida and the Mozambique president, Filipe Nyusi, spoke of a need for Japanese private investment in structural areas of the economy with a view to concrete results in bilateral cooperation. Mr. Nyusi urged the Japanese to explore investment opportunities in transport, agriculture, industry, and tourism. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into the reaction.
All right, welcome to the reaction, people. A short and sweet reaction, nothing to talk about. No scenes here. Last night, United played Brighton and Hove Albion, and they lost 1-0, 97th minute penalty. I missed the second half because I was filming, so glad I didn't see that shit. There's not much to talk about, man. I was here. We watched some of the first half. And Venus was chatting a bit of shit. He was upset that it was that we was drawing, and I was thinking, that's a good point, man. I was thinking that's a decent point. You get me? Because whether people want to admit it or not, Brighton be playing some of the best football in the league. Like, bar none. Like, period. I don't know. I don't care who the gaffer is, who the player is. I don't care what's going on. They play some of the coldest stuff going. They have done all season. So at 0-0, I was like, I'll take it. I'll take that. And not even be upset about it. But then, wasn't meant to be. Lost in the last minutes of the game. Penalty, Luke Shaw handball. Haven't even seen the handball, so I don't know whether it was justified or not. It sounds like it was from what everybody's saying. It sounds like it was a blatant penalty. So, yeah, we just have to take our medicine, man. That was it. Done. I think we only need 2 more points. I said we needed 3 to confirm top 4. But I don't know whether that was before the Villa game or not. I can't remember.
I think we still got a game in hand now.
How many we still got a game in hand? So how many we got 5 left. 33. We got 5 games left, isn't it?
At least 5.
And we played Villa. So I think it's the 2 wins now then. So I think it's just 2 wins from the last 5 to secure top 4. Which should be pretty straightforward. From now to the end of the season. I expect us to get that done. Whether they make easy work of it or not, I don't know, but I just expect it to get it done. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully they don't try and make it too interesting and they just get them wins out of the way. Is Newcastle our next game?
No.
I feel like we played them twice already. I kept hearing someone tell me something about Newcastle. And I was nearly sure we played them twice already. West Ham away?
No, yeah, West Ham's coming up.
Oh, there we go. No, it's not Newcastle. I don't know who was talking and was saying that. Who was saying that stuff to me? West Ham away, Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Fulham. Oh yeah, it's been changed around. All that. Yeah, Bournemouth, Wolves, West Ham.
That Fulham game is not the last game, is it?
Looks like it. Yeah, last game of the season at home. Tough one as well. But I think the 6 points are there for us, man. So don't hit no panic stations, boys. We got this. See you in the Champions League next year, man. What else is there to talk about footballing wise? Jude Bellingham. Apparently that deal's far along. Apparently it's just personal details.
And they're done.
And it's done. I thought Liverpool was going to get him. What do you say? Jude Bellingham to Madrid. What do you think of that? Is that someone called in?
Yeah, someone's called in.
Call out. Who's in there?
Yo, can you hear me?
Just about.
Yeah, sorry, is it better now? Sorry.
No, it was
No, you're
fine.
He's just not wearing headphones.
Oh, cool.
Who's speaking?
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, no, sorry, Raki. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the game today, man. It was a good game, Brighton.
Who you support first?
I just wanted to see me, Arsenal, but
You want to
obviously,
talk about Brighton United?
yeah, it was yesterday, innit?
All right, go on then.
Oui.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Luke Shaw. Did you see his interview at the end? See what he was saying?
No.
So obviously they asked him, are you like to blame for the result? 'Cause obviously he conceded the penalty. And he was like, yeah, because it was, I shouldn't have put my hand there. But I just thought it was a bit weird that he said, we know what the problem is at the club is that, we're not clinical enough. And I was going to ask you, do you think that's a shot at the strikers? Because obviously Martial missed a couple of chances, Rashford. Do you think that's a shot to the attackers or do you think it's a normal response?
It could be a shot at the attackers if you want, but I don't know if it's a bad thing or not. If it's something that he's realizing and it's something that he's noticing from inside the club, and people are looking outside the club and they haven't took their opportunities. We've played some decent stuff in recent weeks. Could have scored way more goals than we should have. Even yesterday, we could have scored a few. So if they're not taking their opportunities, you're allowed to hold people accountable. You're trying to say like that's leadership, innit? So you call it out. You say that we need to get more clinical, which is true. Once we get more clinical, we start getting the results. You get me? So I think it's a pretty fair statement to make. If the men are not finishing their dinner, you get me? Obviously, as defenders, they got to keep clean sheets and that kind of stuff. But to be fair to them, over the course of the season, they've been doing that. We ain't conceded a lot of goals. I don't know if we're first. Probably we'll be in the top 3 for goals conceded. We've got the most clean sheets in the league, with De Gea has. So the defence are doing their part. So I think calling out the strike force ain't necessarily a bad thing. What do you think?
No, I agree. To be fair, you definitely do need a striker. So, and even Rashford scored a lot of goals. He could have been a little bit more clinical. Well, it's a bit unfair to say that, but I think the burden suggests on Anthony and Martial, even though they're the same name. But yeah, they're probably the ones that you're trying to look at to replace. Obviously, Napoli won the league yesterday, so their director said if anyone wants to take him, it's 150 minimum. So I was going to ask you, is there any striker you want to replace Weghorst and them, man?
I'll take Harry Kane. I'll take Harry
Sorry?
Kane. Or that what's that one? What's his name? That like looks like a dope Danny Welbeck. Is it Koulibaly or something?
Colomani, yeah, at Frankfurt.
Yeah, maybe him. I'll take him or Kane.
Yeah, they said 100 mil as well for Colomani.
That's crazy.
And thing is about Levy, yeah, obviously you can say what you want about him, but he gets his money, boy. So
No, he's a shrewd
even though
businessman.
even though Kane has got one more year, they're saying it's 80 mil for a 30-year-old. Are you paying that?
That's money well spent, man.
Fair enough.
100 mil for Harry Kane's money well spent, man.
Well, 30-year-old Kane, kind of a bit injury prone.
He could be injury prone all he wants. All them seasons that he got injured, he hit 25. He hit over 20 in the league anyway, so that's not going to stop him. So that doesn't matter. And
yeah, true say. Even Haaland,
Giggs and Sheringham and them they play till 40. So if you're telling me I have to pay 100 million for Harry Kane to get another 10 years out of him, or even worst way, just say another 5 years out of him, it's worth it. He's got enough in his game. He's not like a super pace man, so if he loses his pace, it doesn't matter. He can drop back and play in the 10 anyway. He's got passing ability and vision and shooting and that. So all this him being 30 doesn't mean anything. He's in his prime, basically. That 30 is not like a 30 10 years ago. This is sports science, all this stuff. He's in the form of his life, bro. He's going to be dope for the next 2-3 years. So that's money well spent. I'd give 100 million for him now. Right.
Yeah, facts. Probably been 4 or 5 because you look at the Benzema type ones. They're like 35 and they're still banging.
There you go.
And true say Haaland, if you take him out of the league, everyone's looking at Kane. He's what, 25 goals, hella assists, hella pre-assists, all round link up plays doing bits. So yeah, I agree. Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's Kane's someone you pay the money for, whatever it costs, whatever you do it. Obviously you don't want no one to be fleecing you and all that, but saying you paid 80 million for Kane, I don't know how you want to spin it. Oh, he's 30, this is the last year's contract, whatever. But paying 80 million for Kane is good going. Like good going. Unless he dropped off a cliff like the Sanchez thing happened. That's the only thing that would bother me. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, but it's not that type of player.
I've seen a few men be really good before they get to us and then get there and it's I don't know what happened. So that would be the only worrying thing for me, that he just changed into flipping Darius Vassell overnight. But apart from that, I think it's a safe bet.
Yeah, facts. It's probably the safest bet you can get as well. Obviously, Osimhen and them, man, obviously they're younger, but you can see the flop. You can see them flopping potentially, but there's no like risk value with Kane at
he's
all.
A bit
So yeah,
raw. He looks like he gets goals in that, but even like some of the football, I don't think he's going to be I don't think Osimhen's a Ten Hag player still. I don't think that's what he wants. Even the way that he likes Martial and that with the link up and that, obviously you want a bit more from him and that, but I just don't think Osimhen's a Ten Hag player. I don't know whether that would work for us in the long run.
fair enough. Speaking of 7 Hag, top 8 away performances. I think you played 8, won 0, drawn 1, lost 7. Any thoughts on your boy?
Nah, man. Because what was your thoughts on Oli when he won every game away? You didn't care. It didn't make a difference. So now you just want to massage the stats to finger conversation. No one don't give a shit, man. We're 4th. We've won a.
You're not slightly worried. You're not slightly worried.
No, I'm slightly worried that we're going to win another cup. That's what I'm slightly worried about. We're going to win again. You get what I'm trying to say? That's the only thing I'm worried about. So we won a cup. We're 4th. We're going to be in Europe next year, and we're in a final. There's nothing to worry about, kid.
That's good. That's good bit of deflection there, man. That's good bit of deflection. Fair enough.
I told you, when Oli won every game we played in the away game, it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean nothing to you, lot. You get what I'm trying to say? So this shouldn't mean nothing to you either, because the effects of it are not being shown anywhere. We've already won. We are 4th. We're in a final.
The effects of losing 7-0 and that 6-3.
No, if the effects of losing 7-0 is just striving or pushing us on to be champions, then I'm here for it, man. Winners, man. Winners, boy, baby.
Fair enough.
You ain't won nothing yet, you know. Oh yeah, I've won already. You know that, right?
Listen,
Even
I've
with the
won.
7-0, even with the 7-0, like you got to take the rough with the smooth. Even with the 7-0, you know I've won already. You know I've already had a trophy party and I've got another day at Wembley already, and you ain't done that. So I don't know. When you put things into perspective, you don't know about who should be worried or who should be happy for this. I don't know what you want to do, but think about that. I've got another day in Wembley.
It's awesome.
I've been there once already, and I'm on the way to Europe. So you need to. I don't know. You need to concentrate.
I just asked if you were slightly worried to be. That's what I said.
Are you worried? Are you worried you're not going to win nothing?
What about?
Are you worried you're not going to win nothing? Cool, yeah.
No, we've got the youngest team. We're calm. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Listen, people. I was on the clock today. I've reached my limit. I've reached my time.
Calm.
I'm so sorry
worries, guys.
I had this, but I appreciate your call though, man. Appreciate your
My
call.
guy.
My
Love,
G.
love.
Listen, I got places to be and people to see. You ain't gotta go home. Actually, you ain't even gotta get the hell out of here. I'm going, not you. Sorry, people.
We're all going. Get
Me
to
and you
outro.
both. Get to the She said get to the outro, so we all leave.
All right, then look. Hello. There we go.
You see what I mean about the sass?
Hello.
I told you your jazz hands, spirit fingers.
Let's get into our outro.
Hilarious.
Why did you do that?
Going to happen this way. Thank you guys for tuning in as you always do. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that great stuff. Follow us at The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you have dilemmas to send in, do send them in. The number is 075 6484 1073. And if you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address for that is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. You have a great time pledging to your king, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Peace.
Bye.